This is a HeadGum podcast.
On this week's program, it's shocking they let them make a television series after this. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Chris Gabin.
Eric Siska.
And we hate movies. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in as always. And I guess technically welcome back. We were back last week, but that was like it was from a long time ago.
Yeah, we're always back. You know, it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She comes in all sorts of different eons and stuff.
Oh, right.
That's right.
I was a peasant girl 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Right. And as this movie states, one of us was uncomfortably a slave.
Someone's an Indian princess. All right, Christy Swanson.
Sure.
Hey, whatever, Joss Whedon, whatever the fuck ever, writing this screenplay.
One of them was a German in the 1940s. Oh no.
This is, of course, the motion picture version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer from 1992, directed by Fran Rubel Kazooie.
Is that a Nintendo 64 game?
Yes, it's that is, I believe,
Fran Banjo Kazooie.
Which one? Now, the bear was Banjo or was the bear Kazooie?
It's Banjo.
It was a bear and a bird.
No, wait
really
a second.
confused.
You're blowing my mind right now. Banjo Kazooie's not his first and family name?
No.
I thought it was a little whistle. You know, like you put a little thing in your mouth and it goes, wah, wah.
It sounds like a banjo.
So, by the way, if this is your first episode, I apologize for that. And also, this is our back to school episode. There's a thing that I only care about.
Yes.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit
This
for
is
you.
Eric's
Where
deal.
we talk about high school.
Mhm.
You know?
This is, technically it's a film that's set in a high school, but everybody here is 30 years old.
Exactly. And by the way, it's okay to like a movie. I actually really enjoy this movie still. I haven't seen it in 20 years until we did this. And
I like this far more than I like that fucking show. I can
What?
100% put
Wow,
that
you
there.
are
I agree
fucking
with that.
full of shit.
I agree with Chris here because I've never watched the show. And I know Andrew just gave me such a look, but
It was still just reacting to the dumbest thing Chris has said.
It
in
was
10 years.
reflecting off of you towards me.
but the thing is, I watched this movie because I'm gonna just talk until Steve finds out whatever.
Yeah, what the
else
fuck are you looking up
thing.
over there, Johnny Research?
Did you talk to the interns or what?
I finally got to it. Banjo is the bear and the bird is Kazooie.
I didn't even know there was a fucking
And
bird.
this was
I
one
never
of those-
played
this,
those games.
This was a 70s sitcom.
it was John Ritter, dude.
The bird had to pretend to be gay to be able to live with the bear.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
But what I was saying is, I never watched the show of Buffy the Vampire Slayer because, I was I really liked this movie growing up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right after it came out, I was
Oh,
really
yeah.
into this movie. And I was like, it's not my Buffy. That's not my Buffy. You're ruining my childhood.
I was very into the movie, and then I was also similarly very into the TV show, extremely into the TV show.
I came to the television series after it had gone off the air. Actually, I remember specifically being in college and kind of poking fun at Steve, making fun of him. Do you remember this? Because you set aside time to watch the series finale.
Yeah, of course.
And everybody was like, what a fucking loser.
Did you have your candles and your lotion and your silk robe and everything?
You got to look out. You poke the bear, you get the kazooie.
But years later, we're talking, 2007 or something like that. I started working at the Burns. I started working at the Burns in 2006, and one of my coworkers is a huge Buffy fan. And he loaned me the DVD set, and I blew through it. I will admit that first season is rough.
Yeah, I'm actually currently rewatching it right now.
Oh.
We're doing a rewatch, and that's the thing is right now we're just very slowly getting to that first season, my wife and I, and once season 2 starts up, I know it's going to be full steam ahead until you get to season 6, and then that gets
the
slow.
trio.
And then it's just season 7. It's just you got to get through it.
This is how it's always been for me because I've tried. 3 or 4 people have told me I tried it once, did not like it.
Yeah.
And then 3 other people at different times were like, please give it another shot. And I have each time. And every time I've been like, you know what, the first season, it just doesn't grab me at all. Like, oh, you have to forget that. And the back part of season 3 and season 5 and 6 and 7. So there's about 40 episodes in there that I would be blown the fuck away by.
I mean, you're close. I mean, because every season aside from the first one has 22 episodes, which is a fucking big ask for anybody.
It's a lot of television.
And the back, I think your back half of 3 is a garbage idea. And I'm a season 5 man. People don't like season 5. I'm a season 5 man.
Which one is 5? What are they doing?
That is
5?
When Dawn finally shows up.
Yes, I'm totally fine
The
with that.
first, the whole glory angle is good.
It is always darkest before the dawn.
That's what I think they used that at some point.
I'm sure
in Banjo and Kazooie. Now, not to be confused with Conker, which is a rowdy squirrel.
Conker's Wild Ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Conker.
Yeah, we're talking N64 games here.
We're going
Buffy?
seamlessly betwixt early aughts television
Seamlessly,
shows.
I think we're going Grubhub between these things.
But anyway, so this is of course the movie that started it all. It's written by Joss Whedon. Fran Rubel Kazooie went on to be I'm probably butchering that name, but she was an executive producer on the Buffy show and on All of Angel.
The finger thing means the money. Like whatever the deal was.
Of course.
Whatever the deal was to take Joss Whedon, the script was, it's like, and if it's ever a TV show in however many years or if there's any spin-offs, I get the money.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine.
Yeah. So to distill it, if somehow you don't know what this property is, it's a teenage girl named Buffy who finds out that she is the next in line, the reincarnation of the Slayer, this age-old vampire hunter, basically. And a creepy old man teaches her to do stuff.
Every century has a great metal band. Buffy just happens to be the lead singer of this one.
My thing, here is a question, because in the television show, she's Buffy Summers, and they're saying Buffy Summers all the time. Is she Summers in this movie?
They don't say one way or another.
I wasn't sure I missed it or whatever. But yeah, so she is just Buffy.
Yes.
There's no fake sister in here. The mom and the parents are out of the picture in the motion picture.
The parents write themselves out of the movie.
Right.
Much.
You do see the mother, but it's not like a big deal.
She's just a rim shot machine.
Shot.
Rim shot.
Okay, all right, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I mean, she also might be a rim job.
I know
machine.
I know it's a new season. I want to get that dirty that quick.
Yeah, for new listeners, by the way, sometimes the show gets a little blue. Sometimes accidentally, sometimes on purpose.
But this there's a direct line, I think, between this movie. I mean, and the TV show is great and all that stuff. But the direct line between this movie and Encino Man. And
for a second, I thought you said Insidious. I thought
and he goes all the way to Insidious.
I thought he was about to say Inception.
Okay, sorry. So Encino Man, you're talking about like the Valley,
Bill
California
and Ted fits
shit.
here. Don't Tell Mom is kind of like
Absolutely
high concept teen comedy drama-y, mostly comedy.
Taking place in or around the valley and other parts of Southern California.
Los Angeles.
Exactly.
You know what? But I don't give you Bill and Ted because Bill and Ted's very 80s. Those are all the. Isn't it's? I'm pretty sure it's
those
80s.
Those
are 90s.
Yes, yeah. Bill and Ted's,
but the first Bill and Ted is. But the first Bill and Ted's like 89, and the second one is in the 90s.
90s.
Right.
The second one I would accept.
But the location, the accents.
The sort of there's a lot of snappy dialogue as well. And again, I think the big thing is the high concept. It's like it's not just these kids
high concept, low budget.
Exactly. It's not just these kids are just figuring it out what it is to be a teen. It's like, and he's a caveman, and she's a vampire slayer, and there's a time machine
that's made out of a phone booth. Yeah, no, exactly.
And she has to work at a fashion institute for a long time, and because the babysitter's dead, and the mom doesn't love the children and the family.
And her mom is just fucking off on some island. She's just fucking.
That's kind of like the lowest concept of them. But then what's interesting, though, is that 1995 comes along and kind of grounds all of that because Clueless comes out.
Yes,
and it's that, but without the concept part.
Exactly. And then that Clueless gives way to all those, like, She's All That's, which is kind of in the latter end of the 90s. This
whole trajectory is actually very interesting if you track it. I appreciate the chart that you brought here today.
Oh, yeah, please, if you don't mind, Senator. If he left the parking lot at 4:49 and was shot in the head at 5:52.
Oh, the Republicans are now blocking this. So actually your trajectory is not real now.
This movie starts with a "Since the Dawn of Time."
Oh boy.
And this is what's quite dumb, because you see this flashback prologue here, and it is clearly Christy Swanson and Donald Sutherland playing these characters. So when later Donald Sutherland is like, "Did you ever have a dream where you were a slave or an Indian princess?"
Yeah.
Like, thank God we didn't cut to those.
No, we knew what we were doing.
Oh Lord, though, here's the thing though. This movie's not above that.
No.
It just happened to not
But
do it.
since Christy Swanson, Donald Sutherland are old white people, we cut to old Europe,
Yes.
Dark Ages, and that's
Sure.
totally fine.
Makes
This is
sense.
Mannequin 2 on the move shit right here.
Yeah.
Like these flashbacks.
But at the same time, I kind of wanted more, because I felt like, give me more of the mythos. Like, give me more about the whole role of the Watcher, because it seemed
Hey,
really
man.
weird.
You know what, dude? If you're hankering for some of that, watch the television show.
I've
saying.
I've got 200 hours of entertainment to shove down your throat.
Right.
I want a
It's-
little more, not a
except-
tonnage.
Deal with how terrible most of it is, apparently, and then there's some good stuff in the middle.
There is some good stuff. No, but I do get. I also think this movie needs to be. This is probably PG-13. I didn't check.
Let me double check that.
No, it's NC-17.
Oh, okay.
PG-13. Yeah.
I just would have liked some more gore. Like, let's make a real horror comedy.
You know what I would like to know about?
Uh-huh.
Where are these vampire bodies going?
That's a
This
great
has been
question.
driving me nuts since I watched this.
Landfill?
Like, maybe that would be great if, like, we saw Donald Sutherland like taking all these bodies to the fucking dump. That would be fine.
Excellent job, Buffy. Off to the landfill with us.
Hold on a second, Buffy. I'm calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Oh, thank goodness I rented this Toyota Tacoma.
Oh, I've got a friend at the dump. His name's Robert Prosky. But like you would usually see, and it's old hat, but like you would see them disintegrate,
Yes.
or turn into glob or whatever the fuck.
Sure.
But like it's just like cut. They're on the ground, I guess.
No money.
No money.
I guess the idea is if they're vampires, once that sun comes up, you just got a pile of clothes there. You know what I mean? So maybe it's just like, oh, the sun will get it. Buffy, don't worry. The sun. Wait, no, make sure he's not in the shadow.
Buffy, I left the blinds open.
That's what's weird, though, is this movie doesn't have a sunlight death for any vampire. And the other thing that we're doing, they don't do it a ton. I think it's just Rutger Hauer, rest in peace, by the way, and David Arquette and maybe Paul Rubens are the three vampires you ever see flying.
Yes.
Dude, I do not go in for flying vampires.
What?
I don't. I just
You're
it's-
out of your mind.
It's fucking stupid, dude. Unless you're turning into a bat.
Sounds like some TV show couldn't do the flying.
They did not do the flying.
But you know what they did do? The vampires fucking turned to ash.
They could also put on sunglasses and that protect them from the sun.
oh, that mean that Joss Whedon horse shit where it's like, oh, I'm very vaguely out of. I'm wearing an umbrella, so I'm fine in the sun. It's like, nah, dude.
I also really enjoy the spin-off Angel.
sure.
But again, that's another thing where that first season is rough, including the fact that for his detective agency that he's running, to go out during the day, he indeed has the Angel Mobile with. It's a car
Wait,
with tinted windows.
They're calling it the Angel Mobile?
I don't know if he calls it the Angel Mobile, but it might as well be.
Yeah.
But it's a car with tinted windows, so Angel can drive around California during the day.
Oh my god!
maybe
So everyone in the Bronx is a vampire?
Maybe he just calls it Gabriel. Can we talk about the name? So it opens with what's it? Christy Swanson.
Christy Swanson.
Christy
Yeah.
Swanson is a cheerleader. Buffy the cheerleader, and there's a whole Oh, we need more cheerleading. Is what
A
we need.
lot of cheerleading in this sequence.
For
Really? I mean, it's not that long. It's like
that's
60 seconds.
That's a
No.
long opening credits.
I wrote
I'm sorry.
cheerleading dash long. I felt it too. I was like, all right, I got it. They're
Well,
fucking
it's-
cheering.
Well, you paid for that CNC Music Factory song. You're gonna get there till the
This is
end,
true.
my friend.
But then, like this is the most embarrassing part. Is like they're cheering for the Pasadena Hogs.
Yeah, dude.
Your
Yep.
basketball team's name's the Hogs.
Well, the whole school, that's the mascot. It's not just the
but
basketball
that-
team.
Call it like. I just don't think you need pigs or hogs as your mascot.
Yeah.
But, I
in
mean,
general-
you could do worse than that. Like,
Sure.
you could have my high school, the Indians.
Right.
Well, that's
yeah.
yes.
Or you could have a fictitious creature. We were the blue bison. That shit didn't exist.
That's fine. Like I wouldn't have any confidence
Did,
as a player if I was a hog.
Well, I mean,
But
that's
did
the thing
Paul
is you give
Bunyan-
everyone an eating disorder.
Paul Bunyan come around your high school?
No, dude, that was an ox.
What?
Blue ox.
Blue ox.
Not a bison.
So what is your high school's mass? What is that even referring to?
Nothing. That's why I said it was fake. It's a
It's
made up thing.
A bison that's blue. That's it.
Oh, so like when somebody's playing as M. Bison and somebody else plays as M. Bison,
Sure.
he's the blue bison.
Yeah, that's,
Sure.
that's
Got
exactly.
It would be
right.
actually super cool. Was it actually M. Bison, like in a blue hat?
No, I wish.
We had
It's
him
just an animal.
doing the motion capture after you went doing the thing.
Steve, what was your high school mascot?
The Eagles,
Mm.
the Salesian
That's nice.
Eagles. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
your
it's
standard
America.
I just feel like that's like where you're like going to the mascot store and you're like, what do you got? Like, well, we've got a woodchuck and an eagle. I guess we'll take the eagle stuff. You know, it's like, yeah, whatever.
And you'd want to play you want to be an eagle. You don't want
Sure.
to be a hog, a pig, or a fucking dung beetle.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
You give everyone an
dung
eating
beetles.
You give everyone an eating disorder because like if you got to be one of the pigs, you don't want to be a fat pig because then you're in
Right.
trouble. You know,
Right.
so then the whole
Well,
school's.
But unless you're on the wrestling team, and then
yeah.
you're just a fucking
Trying to make
sweat
weight.
hog, you know.
there you go.
Great. There's a weird title here. It says Southern California, the Light Ages.
Well, because it's a joke because it says the Dark Ages first.
I understand. However, it's definitely LITE.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a.
I was like,
diet
what? Like,
joke?
yeah, like fucking Diet Pepsi. Like, what are we talking
Yeah,
about?
dude, you're watching your cows, man.
So yeah, it's the cheering. You know, we're sort of introduced. This is a weird thing. It's a lot of like before they were famous.
Oh, sure.
In this
Oh,
movie, you
man.
got Hilary Swank as one of the
This
friends.
is their first movie, by the way.
Oh, ever?
Mhm.
Nice. Yeah, David Arquette previously mentioned. Luke Perry was, you know, obviously acting. You know, right. By the time this came
Right,
out,
he's played
but-
a high school student like 20 years before this, right?
Did everybody catch Thomas Jane?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
No, but did you catch? I didn't. What scene was he in?
He's the Luke Perry works for him at the
Oh, right.
The guy looks like
garage.
Tim Blake Nelson.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, it's a very early Thomas Jane where he looks like Tim Blake
Speaking
Nelson.
of hogs, the star of Hung.
Well, because he's got, you know, it's confusing. It's Thomas Jane, but his haircut is Eric Stoltz in Mask.
Got it.
Did you guys catch Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, dude. His face in this movie looks like it's got 5 pounds of veal on it. Baby,
He's a
chubby.
little. It's funny. He's a little jowly.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
I'm
this is-
saying.
But it's a year before
He's on
Dazed
the
and
hogs
Confused.
stuff.
But what's also weird is the kid at the beginning of the movie who gets turned into a vampire is also Overall's kid
Yes.
from Dazed and Confused.
Sasha
Also-
Jensen, I think.
Yes,
that's
yeah,
his-
yeah, yeah.
Also the love interest from Halloween 4.
Yes, that's right.
And you've got a blink and you miss it Ricky Lake cameo in here.
Yep.
What, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
I
the waitress
guess I was
at the
blinking.
bar.
Huh?
She's the waitress at the bar.
Oh, get out of town.
Did anyone watch the trailer for this?
No.
No.
It's
Ricky Lake as waitress at the bar.
no, it's just the Luke Perry show because that's the only
Of
way you're
course.
getting asses in seats. It's like it's just all these scenes from the movie, and it's like, yeah, I kind of met this girl named Buffy. It's kind of weird, and he's like going through it. R.I.P. Luke Perry, by the way.
Yeah, I
great.
didn't even say it because I still just forget that that's a thing that happened.
It's
like
a
Rutger
shit.
Hauer also sucked, but you know he was
Why,
75.
he was great. I know, I'm kidding.
death.
Yes.
Yeah, now that's just a fucking tragedy that dude's gone now. I can't even
I
believe
can't
it.
believe they're fucking doing this 90210. They're doing this reboot without him.
He was
Wait.
never going to do it though.
Oh, was he never gonna do it?
Yeah,
I
they
don't think so.
greenlit it
He-
and he wasn't going to
Is
do
it
it.
a
He
reboot
found his-
if they're not taking the wait? Is it there?
Oh, no,
a
I'm sorry.
reboot would be new cast.
I'm sorry,
right?
no, it's a remake or a
They
continuation. I guess.
Sequel.
Yeah,
They
sequel.
already remade
Revival.
it though.
Yes, they did.
There already was a remake. So this,
I listen. I gave that a hearty shot. That sequel show or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That was trash.
well, no, I mean Luke Perry had found his home as the dad in Riverdale, and he was very good in that.
Oh,
show.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
was
no,
very
that's what
good in
everybody
that show.
said.
But yeah, and he's got incredible presence in this movie.
he's hands down the best part of this movie. I think.
He's got it because he's funny and he understands what the movie's supposed to do. I think Christy Swanson's actually. I think most of the cast is really good.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
script is not, and the editing is horrific.
That is
Yeah.
the worst part.
Yes.
You're right on that.
And I mean, maybe the script, maybe the Joss Whedon's original tome was better, but what
Yeah.
made it to the screen is not a good script.
No. So from this basketball opening credit thing where we're meeting everybody, we cut to Buffy and her group of friends walking around the mall. It's kind of like you're getting they're definitely throwing out like every single like Valley Girl term and just seeing in essence they're trying to make fetch happen right here. They're trying to like get one of these things like into the culture and have people start using it. I don't know if any of it took off in 1992 or not.
There's a lot of it.
But did you catch the thing that's fucking hilarious that they're complaining about? Like they don't like they're gonna leave the mall that they're at and they're talking about which mall they should go to next because they want to go to the movies. And they're like, oh, well, we can't go to such and such a mall. They're like, yeah, the sound system there is terrible. And one of the girls is like, oh, yeah, they don't even have Dolby. And I'm like, what? Why would anyone be complaining about this?
Somebody called one of the other movie theaters also rejected because the corn sucks there.
It's not the corn sucks. Bogus corn.
Bogus corn. Oh man!
I'll tell you, I've had some bogus corn in my life.
Oh,
dude,
I had some
shit.
bogus corn.
You should next time you, dear gentle listener, get bad popcorn. Go back. You're like, dude, what's up with this bogus corn?
Yep, totally.
Say that, and then if they give you any lip, you go, "What's your damage?" Which actually I want to take off.
Oh yeah, what's your damage is a good one.
It's a good one.
I do like that a lot.
Both me and Andrew have made popcorn for a movie theater. It's all bogus corn. It's disgusting. If you actually knew what was going on, it's gross.
Oh my god, what the fuck were you guys doing with that shit?
Dude, these two aren't washing their hands.
Let me tell you,
that ain't salt.
Listen, if you
what
go,
you're tasting ain't salt.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Here's a an insider tip right here. If you go to like the first show of the day at a movie theater, you get popcorn. Unless you see them popping it and putting it into the bag or bucket that you are taking with you, you do not purchase popcorn because I will tell you what, there is a great shot
pissing in it, dude.
that popcorn is from the night before.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you want to wait.
Because we would put it in a big fucking garbage bag and it would just sit there. And then the next morning you turn it over and you heat it up.
Bags?
Yep.
Yeah.
Were there and there's like bugs and shit in it?
No bugs.
No, it just would sit back in the cleaned popcorn popper. Like you clean the popper every night.
We weren't doing this in the Beetlejuice world.
Dearly beloved.
Hey, babe, I'm going to get some popcorn. You want me to put some bugs on it?
Buttered caterpillars.
This book says to get the new releases, we have to draw this chalk outline on the door in the shape of a projector.
So yeah, it's a lot of like hanging around the mall. There's some dudes that float in and around. Buffy has like a fucking no-name boyfriend guy. I don't know who
in a
this
bunch
dude
of
is.
stuff.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, half of this cast was in the film School Ties. Don't you worry about it. Him and do you know it's him and he's got a little sidekick.
Oh, the really horny sidekick. Yeah.
Do you know who the sidekick is?
No.
He is one of the Drews that wrote Boys and Girls previous episode.
Really?
Get out.
Yeah, Andrew Lowry. He's also in My Boyfriend's Back, which is also the next of that.
Yeah. That is the
trajectory.
Most directly related to this because this is like vampire-like comedy and that is zombie-like comedy.
Yeah,
that is a stay tuned.
Isn't he the boyfriend?
I think he is the titular boyfriend who comes back.
I rewatched that, not too long ago. It's 100% a stay tuned.
It is awful.
In there, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So dude from Dazed and Confused, Sasha, whatever his name is like kind of walking around outside. He stumbles upon the mall carousel, and here we are introduced to Paul Rubens, vampire extraordinaire. And there's like
he's snarling on it. That's what I love about it. He's just sitting on the horse snarling.
Oh yeah, it's like one of those like, who's there? And like, man, I remember at the time thinking like, who is there? Like the first time you saw this movie, like who could be there? And in my head, it's like literally anybody but Pee Wee Herman. And there he is, fucking swinging into frame.
Chris Cabin pro tip: never ever walk around an empty carousel at night.
Yep, big time.
Somebody's going to knife you. Something's going to happen.
Yep.
So
Ghosts.
this happened to you?
No,
pro
it
tip
never.
from you,
it's just me. My
general life advice.
Well, because of this movie, I watched this movie. And I'm like,
you saw a movie?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah. Paul
Well, this
Rubens.
movie also like there's that episode of the Twilight Zone where the guy goes on that carousel by himself and he fucking goes back in time.
And don't go around any amusement park after hours. Period.
Don't go to any amusement park. Period.
Yeah.
Never. Honestly, there's going to be trouble.
Also, Eric, every illicit meeting that ever happened happened at a fucking carousel at night. And Michael Clayton and all those fucking movies,
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
always something like that.
Well, because if you're lucky enough, you got like one of those bench seats. The bench things on carousels, I always laughed at because, man, you're on a carousel. Get on that fucking horse.
Dude, it's for necking.
Yeah, dude.
You got
Yeah, I want to
neck.
be fucking making out while I'm spinning around to fucking horrible calliope
With,
music.
with a bunch of 8-year-olds around you.
Well, your 8-year-old hooking up and having whatever.
Sure.
Is there a carousel in The Firm? I feel like there might
That
be.
seems right.
Yeah, like
Fucking
ooh.
Face Off. That'll teach you to ride a carousel.
Yeah.
Maybe the Pelican Brief.
Yeah,
Pelican Brief for sure.
Okay, got it. Okay. It's by I'll meet you by the Silver Horse.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're right.
Do one of those kinds
Shit
of
like
things.
that. Yeah. Never, ever. Or you would get a vampire.
Or you get a vampire. By the way, this is the first year after Paul Rubin's masturbation controversy. So, like, this was him in exile, the beginning of his exile.
That's interesting, though, because, well, if this movie came out in 92,
Sure.
did they make it before the incident?
Yeah, that might be the case.
Because this is a meaty role to have, like, right after
A
the
main
jerking off.
masturbator in.
Which,
yeah.
and you know, again, I'm sorry, ladies
He
and
was
gentlemen,
just salting the popcorn.
but you go to a porno theater.
Sure.
Come on. Like,
yeah.
You're going to jerk
just
off.
come on.
No,
Who was the person that was complaining?
there was no like internet to jerk off to
Exactly.
as well. Like now, younger listeners, I should say, don't really understand what it was like back in the early 90s.
Yeah, the real struggle, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, so I think what he did was fine, and let's ease up as a society.
I
and
think
he's good in this movie. I like him. In
he's
this
great.
He
in
is.
this movie.
Yeah.
And I mean, I absolutely agree. What he did was not a crime. However, this would make sense as a response to that because he gets his jerkin hand cut off.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Could be a comment.
Rubens is a
Semiotics,
lefty,
dude. Fucking semiotics.
Wait, you're saying Rubens is a lefty?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. Andy's a southpaw. I see.
It'd be funny if that was what the movie Southpaw was about.
That's what. Oh, it's not.
No.
No. But no, it's. But this is again the terrible editing. It's like you see Paul Rubens, you see the kid from Dazed and Confused. We're out of there. We don't
Paul
have
Rubens
it.
just goes like,
Yeah.
and we cut. And that's the thing. Like, it's weird. Like, if you're listening to this and you're like, this conversation seems stilted, it's because, like, the movie, it just goes from, like, thing to thing.
It's bit.
And there's no, like, flow to this, like, what is it, 87-minute movie, 86-minute
short.
movie?
This could be a 95-minute movie really easily. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
And if it
that
made
8
it,
minutes-
like, flow a little better, yeah, I'll take the extra 10 minutes.
Also, by the way, we don't get back to Shane for 45 minutes.
Yes.
He's what happens when Merrick has his face off with Rutger Hauer.
Yeah.
And so this is the last time you see him, and then you don't know what happened. So you just all of a sudden he shows up as the vampire kid in the
right.
basketball game
Yes.
45 minutes into this goddamn thing.
But
Yeah.
so Buffy and her friends go to the movies. They're terrible at the movies, it seems. They're just talking at the screen.
Everyone is, and David Arquette is like yelling out, "It's the Loch Ness Monster!"
Yeah.
Which
Well,
now I want to yell out in a movie theater because there's no way they were watching a movie about the Loch Ness Monster.
But what's weird though is like Luke Perry is like, oh, these guys are ruining the movie, like referring to Buffy and her friends.
Yeah.
But then he and David Arquette are also just talking through the movie.
Yeah,
So it's like they also want to be the theater comedians, and they're like, oh, these four girls in front of us
Yes.
are stealing our thunder, kind of a thing.
If I was like back there, I'd be like, could you guys go over there, at least like even it out? This area is way too hot now.
Oh shit! They double booked it. What are you talking about? We're the headlining theater comedians tonight.
You had all your opening act stuff to do through the previews. Now the feature's on. It's our time.
Where are my M&M tickets?
Hey, thanks guys. Thanks for coming to the early screening. I'm going to be trying out some new stuff here. Oh, it's the Loch Ness Monster. Okay. Pizza pie is very hot these days.
You suck, McBain.
Thought I'd have a better audience at Summersby, but I guess not.
Ooh, Summersby. That was a saucy little movie where
It's Richard Gere.
Richard Gere.
Is he
like,
an immortal in that movie or
he
no?
was Amish or something.
Yeah.
That's close enough. And it's just like this fucking sexy ass barn raising, the sweat off his brow.
Yeah, I forget who
And
he's
all-
fucking in that, but he's fucking
I don't
someone.
know.
He's fucking the audience,
Yeah.
dude.
Might be Jane Seymour, actually.
Whoa, wait a second. And turns to Andrew renting Summersby.
I
I've
saw
never even
that-
heard of this movie.
I saw that growing up.
Oh yeah, dude, you did a lot of growing that day. That was the day you became a man, a
Lord.
movie man.
I became a movie man, Eric, movie man.
Summersby is
Yes.
from 1993.
Oh,
Everyone's
damn it.
close.
Dish.
A farmer returns home from the Civil War, but his wife begins to suspect that the man is an imposter.
Mm.
You
Oh,
can just
come
do.
on.
You can just do that. Yeah, what? I'm Greg. What are you talking about?
Man, the fucking
Come on,
balls.
what are you talking
The
about?
balls.
Yep, I'm home.
And you are.
I believe I'm entitled to a meal and some sex, please.
Oh boy, that Thaddeus Stevens. He was something. Can you make me dinner?
The hobo signs of the post said you make a good pie.
So, yeah, I remember when your brother died of influenza. No, he didn't. Your father? Okay, you're right.
It's like crossing over with John Edwards. I'm sensing an M name.
Oh, that cold reading. That happened to me a couple days ago.
What?
When I was waiting for my wife at a bar,
Yeah.
this guy comes up to me.
Oh Jesus! Here we
And,
go.
like, he starts... Like,
How much did you lose?
I gave him, like, $5 because it was pretty
Wow.
impressive.
That's
the
Did
cold
you
reading he was
did you
doing.
plant those magic beans yet?
Well, no, he just did this whole thing about like you've got, and he's getting some stuff right. Like he's like, oh, I think you have a small business, and I'm like, I guess I sort of do. And then he's like, oh, this, that, and the other thing is like, you've got a lot of siblings. I'm like, I have a lot of siblings, and he's like doing all this stuff, and
I
I'm
bet
like,
you're a
okay.
giving lover.
Yeah, I am. Yes.
So then I gave him love in the bathroom.
This cold reading's going great. This cold reading's turning pretty hot.
I bet you would
heavy.
let a man sleep on your couch that you don't even know.
And then he's doing this thing where he's like, oh, blah blah blah.
Is he touching you?
No, he's
Okay.
like, what kind of colors are your favorite colors? I was like, well, I guess I like blue. And well, actually, before he even asked me, he writes something down on a piece of paper. He crumples it up,
No.
and he's like, well, I guess he's like, so what's your like favorite color? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know, blue, I guess. He's like, oh, and he opens it up, and it's a
Wow.
blue. It's blue, and I'm like, oh shit, this guy's got magic
I
in
just
him.
blew myself.
But by the way, I'm wearing. My wife pointed this out afterwards. I'm wearing the bluest sneakers that ever exist, like they're like incredibly blue sneakers. But
Here's the thing. Do you think if you said green, but
Yeah.
he had written blue, he would have just crinkled that paper up and ate it?
no,
He
I think
popped
he
it right in his
He
mouth?
probably would have gone to like, okay, blue. That's it. Blue's a good color. It kind
that's
of
in
reminds
the
me of
green family.
Yes, exactly. Oh.
Lord Almighty. So what? That was the extent of it.
That was
or
the
did-
extent of it. Well, then at the end, he's like, oh, for good luck. He's like telling me all this shit. Like, I can't wear black
This is just
on
a guy.
Saturdays and all this stuff for good luck.
What?
The next 5 years will be very lucky for you, all this stuff. And by the way, if you give me, he's like, well, you just have to just give into this fund. I'm like, here it is. This is what the thing is.
Yeah.
And we've been talking for like 10 minutes because I can't get away from this guy. And my wife didn't show up yet for the bar. And I'm like, fuck. So I had $5 in my pocket. Like, here you go, man. And he's like, for 30, your luck would be a lot better. Like, dude, we're done here. Like, this has been the end of our experience.
Oh, that's
Wow.
fucking.
So if you ever see me in the street, I'm an easy mark.
That's
Easy
crazy.
mark.
Somewhere around here. So this is classic bad editing right here. I think also because there is a quick scene where Paul Rubens goes back to a like hideout situation, and he's doing the like, oh, master, I'm doing a great job at building you a new family. Like, we're going to be very strong, blah, 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 blah. And like a hand just comes out of the coffin.
Yeah.
So I think like you're supposed to take from this terrible cut from the carousel to this room that Paul Rubens has turned that kid into a vampire,
Sure.
killed him, and he'll come back as a vampire. Because that's the update he gives to Rutger Hauer in this coffin. So it's like the movie's asking you to do all this like one-in-one kind of shit where it's like, if it was just cut together a little bit, like if you just saw him attack him, you'd be
Yes.
like, all right, I get it. It's just a little
And
smoother.
it would be an action scene too, which is movie could kind of use.
Exactly.
We go to Cafe Blase.
Oh man, the
After-
bronze was way better.
the bronze
Blase,
was
blase.
and all the girls are planning this big dance. It's not the prom for some reason. It really should be because like
That's-
they keep calling it the senior dance.
And that,
was
I think,
prom
is-
booked. Does that cost money to say prom?
It's only to service a joke in the middle of the movie when they're like, when the rest of the girls on the planning committee are mad at Buffy because she's out slaying secretly and she can't, come to cheer practice and work on the dance stuff. And I think it's like Hilary Swank is like, this is our last dance in high school, and like one of the other girls
that's
is like,
right.
oh well, except for the semi-formal, and the formal, and the senior prom, and the senior dance.
So it's just
you know,
inconsequential.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
kind of
but like like just do the prom.
so it's a
And
little
have it be that's like a thing. This is it's the big dance, and it's like a theme dance, and it's like the theme is the environment.
Is this the same night as the him staying over when the parents got out of town?
Yes. I think that she winds up going back to him because it's a very long night for Buffy.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Because she's at this little bar or whatever. Pike and Benny, who are Luke Perry and David Arquette, are there.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like hate flirting with them a little bit. Like, you're fucking, they're negging them. They're negging them pretty hard.
Right, yeah.
They ask.
Luke Perry fucking yells at them, "We hate you guys."
That's
a great way to.
That's
neg.
the ultimate neg.
excuse me, it works.
it does.
Ultimately, it's the long game, but it works.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, prove me wrong, kids.
Ricky, they do the old Simpsons gag where it's like they throw a bunch of change on the counter. It's like, what do we got here?
Oh, right.
And Ricky likes like a hot dog or 2 cups of coffee. They split a hot dog in the most foolish way possible.
This is
Right.
I think this is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen done with food.
David Arquette gets the hot dog. Luke Perry takes the bun. And I mean, like, guys, just cut it down the middle, or cut it in
Or
half.
rip it in half or something, my lord.
Maybe Pike's a vegetarian though.
Oh, maybe
But
that's true.
They can't split it because the hot dog serves as a stunt wiener
Yes.
for David Arquette, who shoves it in Buffy's face and says, "I've got something for you, Buffy." And then this comes into the editing thing too, because then suddenly it's just cut in half, and she's like, "Oh, she ruined my wiener or whatever." And it's like,
Oh.
I want to see her cut it in half. You
Yeah.
don't see her cut it in half.
Yeah, this bifurcated hot dog, dude.
I mean, maybe that was like an all day thing. Like, all right, Christy, take 200. No, you missed it again.
you keep just punching David in the crotch.
Kind of wanted Pike and Benny to eat it from both sides.
That
like Lady and the
Tramp.
Tramp.
Totally.
Nice.
That's the move, actually,
Mhm.
I think.
But yeah.
it is because it's not coming out of the fly of
Yeah.
his pants, but it's right there, and it's like it kind of even like wiggles a little bit when he shakes it in front of her.
Yeah.
I was like, my God, this is inappropriate to do to someone.
Especially
of
they're
inappro-
older too. They're
Yeah.
very clearly older. Like they're both. He works at a fucking
He's-
garage or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
they're
totally.
men and these
They're
are
like
girls.
20-year-old dirtbags who
Yeah.
are trying to pick up like 10th graders right now.
Yeah.
I
The most
believe.
confusing part about this movie is how old is everybody? What the fuck?
Well, we laid it out.
But it doesn't. I don't buy. Like, he's
Well, they're
let
all
in-
played by 30-year-olds.
Dude, it doesn't matter. It's a fucking 1992 movie about high school. Everyone's like 50 and 30. That's just how it was.
Like Stephen Root's only like 4 years older than Luke Perry, probably.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
playing
I
That's
think so,
why,
yeah.
like, when I was growing up, I was like, my whole life's ahead of me. And even when I say that now, when I'm fucking 36, because I still think I'm in high school based on the fucking films I watched growing up.
I too often wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and go, "Yep, still in high school."
And then I go naked to the exam. And then they say, "You're under arrest." And I'm like, what? By the way, speaking of inappropriate, you mentioned Chris Cabin, mentioned The Lady and the Tramp.
Yes.
Can you believe that as kids, we were made to watch a movie where 2 dogs are trying to fuck?
Yeah, I believe that 100%. It's
Disgusting.
a disgusting culture. Of course we
Well,
did.
Martha, we're gonna sit down and watch the dog fucking movie again.
They did 2 of them. It's this
Yeah.
and 101
I think there's like
Dalmatians.
Italian chefs trying to help them fuck. Like, oh yeah, go in the back alley. Let's watch this. Give them a little food. They'll start fucking.
Well,
Jesus.
just imagine me like, hey, those dogs, they're in love. It's like, ew, what are you talking about, you fucking maniac?
Hey, everyone, get out here and watch the dogs be in love.
He's a pumping into her. Oh, he's a pumping into her. That's a beautiful.
Fucking 101 Dalmatians, by the way. Those are some fucking Catholic dogs. That's what that is.
They are married.
Good God.
So she does go home to her boyfriend, who's played like Randall something or other. His name is Jeffrey in the movie.
Yeah.
This tall dude, and like you see her parents for 5 seconds. They're like going out to something. Anyone see what this kid's eating? By the way, I didn't even know these existed.
What, the old school Doritos?
No, Doritos Light.
What does that even mean?
I have no
It's
idea.
it's the light,
Like
era
low
or
sodium?
whatever.
I guess so.
The light ages.
Did it have the shit oil in it?
That fucking the
What?
wavy lays
The
thing
shit
that made you
oil?
like
They
have
didn't buy-
diarrhea.
They
Yeah,
didn't
they-
buy popcorn from you, did they?
Olestra, I believe it's called.
Yes, that's yeah.
Ah.
That,
Wait,
like-
wait. What?
you can have a bad reaction with Olestra, which would cause you to shit your pants.
It was like a chip craze in the mid to late 90s, maybe, I want to say.
Like people were going out and getting this because you would shit?
No,
no. No, they
because
know
it
that.
cuts the cholesterol and
Like
a bunch of other
big
shit.
time.
Oh.
The calories were cutting a big time.
Yeah, it's
So maybe that's what this is with the Doritos. It's
Yeah.
like the light. Maybe it's something with the maybe they were baked
yeah, they
and
could have
not
been
fried
baked.
tortillas.
Hey, babe, can't hook up just yet. I'm shitting out these Doritos. These Doritos light, man. My stomach's on fire right now.
Aren't you horny? Hey, aren't you horny?
Hey, why don't you play with yourself while I'm getting the rest of this water out my ass?
Oh my God, that's awful.
Yeah, I think it was like anal leakage.
Yeah.
I don't think it was pure shit. It was just started to seep out.
Hey, babe, you're not thinking about Christian Slater in there, are you? Because I'm better than he is. I'm going to be out there in a minute, babe. You're going to see
I'm
it.
a real man.
I hope you like your buns hot.
This is the actor is Randall Battenkoff.
You'll see that guy on some Lifetime movies. Don't worry about it.
He's actually in As Good as It Gets.
He is.
Bad clone of Thomas Everett Scott.
Yes, he is. He's
That's who I
exactly
thought it was for a really long time.
Mhm.
Then I realized it was.
Yeah, because I was like, was he on Dead Man on Campus? No, that's the other one.
And he's no TES, please.
Oh, we're calling him TES?
The TES.
Okay.
Isn't he in something like newish that was out within like the last year?
Wasn't he? He's at the end of La La Land.
He is.
That's I think what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
So, which is to say, nothing.
Yeah.
that was like
Garbage
3 years
movie.
ago.
So, like, she has a nightmare.
Let's relax.
It's a correct statement from my point of view.
We go back in time again for
Ugh.
like a hot minute. And oh no, this is when like she's doing like the mirror stuff. You see Rutger Hauer as he is in this movie with this great mustache.
Oh, it's the best.
because in the OG scene he's got this big like old medieval goatee going.
Right.
In
Now
the
he's got
OJ
crop.
scene?
OG.
The OG,
I
the
thought he was
original.
I thought Lothos the vampire was framing OJ Simpson. It is California.
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
Lothos did it.
I mean,
swear.
I swear, it was the King Vampire.
There was an awful lot of blood in that crime scene. For what is what I'm saying.
That's true.
Well, listen, there's more blood on that crime scene than in this movie. I'll tell
wouldn't
you
there
that.
be less blood on the crime scene
Yeah,
if
'cause the vampire
Lothos,
got-
the
yeah.
Vampire King? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
He'd be trying to like suck it up off the sidewalk.
He's got more dignity than that, Chris.
By the way,
He's a goblet man.
the connection to Encino Man runs right through a line that happens kind of around here. It's a little before where we are right now, but I don't want to miss it. I believe it's David Arquette referring to Buffy, I think, says, her yabos scoff at gravity.
Oh, this is when it's him and which is just weird. This is when they're like doing this weird like on the road. We're just drinking.
We're drinking and like we're kind of contemplating suicide, but not really. Like they're both sitting on this ledge, and Luke Perry's got the flask, and they're wasted.
And this is what David Arquette's like. Yeah, they're talking. He's like, oh man, Perry's like, you like those girls? They're so shallow and blah blah blah. He's like, yeah, but they're yabos, this, that, and the other thing. And he's like, plus I'm just drunk. Hey man, another drink, and I'd hook up with you, which is always the classic, like, right?
Oh yeah, no, wouldn't it be hilarious if I kissed you?
Would it be funny if I was in love with you?
I have to say though, Luke Perry's reaction here is very much like, oh, no, that's fine, man. He doesn't punch him in the face.
Yeah, which is very.
By the way, I haven't heard yabos since Animal House.
Yeah, yabos is not a thing.
It's a very rare one. You don't see that in the wild that often.
A yabo in the wild, man. Yeah, few and far between, I will say.
I don't even think Fast Times pulled that shit.
I don't believe so. Also, this is where Paul Rubens comes up again and snatches David Arquette away. And Luke Perry fucking just passes out in the middle of this mountain road. And that's when you get Donald Sutherland, and he's like, this is not a good place to go to sleep.
I'm just hunting for kids right now.
Don't mind me. I'm hunting children.
So him as the Watcher, he's trying to find out who the chosen one is as the Slayer.
Sure.
And there's like a birthmark, but Buffy had it removed because it was a mole. So is he just like wandering high schools across the California coastline or something?
I think he's got a read on it's her. That's why he's there. But I don't know. And there's some mystical shit going on because
but he doesn't know her name or name.
No.
He didn't initially know her name.
No, that's right. He's been watching.
Well, yeah, like the first time you see it is in the mall, and he just stops the elevator and is looking at her.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I forgot about that. I think it's a thing where like he's known because he does make mention of like, oh, I waited too long. Like he's known it's her, but he's been like observing or whatever
he's
for a while.
He's a known pervert. He's been watching from the bushes.
Dude, he's an old man at the mall, of course. Why do you think old people are at the mall?
I knew something was interesting about this town. That girl right there, she's the chosen one. And that girl over there, well, she's the next Karate Kid.
It's true.
Yeah, he knows.
And between both of them, the Yabos scoff at gravity.
It's like
that boy, my boyfriend will be back for him.
There's a reincarnation thing, right?
Yeah.
So, and it jumps around. Obviously, that's been established with old Europe, the princess of native origin.
Yeah, the American South.
Right. So, it just seems like throwing a dart at the fucking globe, but
I guess there's a mystical force that drives him knowing where she is.
Those Yabos are pulling him in with a tractor beam. He's like, those are them.
Yabos radar, dude.
But the weird thing about that whole reincarnation angle, and in the show they don't do that. It's like literally when one Slayer dies, another Slayer again anywhere in the world gets picked up, but then there's also a Watcher network of people all over the world. So it's the Green
Lantern or something.
It's very much Green Lantern-esque, but in this it's like. So if she dies, you got to wait for like another 17 years. But like within those intervals, vampires could take over the world like that.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It's a bad plan.
It's a bad system. Yeah.
You need more than one Slayer.
Why are we trying to stop them? Also, like, who really cares? We're all going to die anyway, and the world's going to die soon. But like,
here we go again.
Like, would here we go. Would it be a big deal to be undead?
Oh no, I'm into mostly being a vampire in most scenarios. Although they better come quick because I'm going to start deteriorating. It's not going to look great.
But this is all assuming they just turn everybody, and they don't. Some of them they just fucking eat.
Yeah,
yeah. The audacity of you, Eric, to think that they would actually want you in their army.
I don't know. I think they'd pick me.
Back to Eric's death corner.
And if they don't pick me, it doesn't matter because
you're not anyway.
Yeah, I'm not thinking anymore. That's the beautiful part of it.
I'm way into being a vampire.
Thank you.
It's a top tier monster to be.
Exactly. You don't want to be a zombie. No. You want to be a vampire.
Of course.
So yes, it's flipping a coin if you'll become a vampire or just fucking a blood bank, but that's fine. There's a chance. There's a pretty good chance.
I don't want to be that.
You could be an immortal sex god.
You could become one of those Capri Suns from Blade Trinity.
That's a good point.
And you would just be alive being sucked your blood out for the rest of your goddamn life.
It also depends what the vampire lore is. This Buffy vampire lore, for sure, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm not, because it seems like you maintain your personality. You're still cracking wise.
You're just slightly eerie.
I don't want to be that fucking From Dusk Till Dawn vampire that looks like a fucking rat or whatever. Like, don't turn me into a giant
like
rat.
A Nosferatu type
monster face vampires. Yeah, which is also what the Buffy show did. Is like they altered their face like a little bit, and there was just like some bad Klingon makeup.
But
there.
But you can vamp out. You can kind of go back and forth,
right?
Which isn't so bad. But I don't. The vampires, by the way, look like shit in this movie. It's pale faced. You got the teeth, so everyone who's a vampire talks like this.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Hi, I'm Rutger Hauer. Isn't this awesome?
The caked-on white makeup looks like a fucking Filipino zombie movie. It looks so bad.
I think Shane, what's his name, does the best of it, other than Rubens.
Oh, Sasha Jensen.
I think he does well with it. And he's the one they actually give ears and the whole thing too.
Yeah,
so I was like, okay, why did you do more of this?
Well, he looked like a bat-faced boy before he was turned into a vampire.
That's also possible.
I guess the ear thing is a bat thing. It's like I thought they were turning into elves. Like,
No, he's flying around.
Ooh, it's a prequel to Bright.
I wish.
Shit. So Buffy, at one point, we're sort of like bouncing around here, but there is a scene that's very important. It's Donald Sutherland meeting her.
Yes.
So it is they're developing a new cheer. There's a friend in this group that's a Carrie Russell knockoff. Like the friend who at the end of the movie is like dating Buffy's boyfriend.
Oh right, yes. Oh yes.
Jenny.
Yeah, she kind of just looks like Kerry Russell's stunt double. I wonder if she got any behind the scenes work on The Americans.
The one that's brought to Howard had the friend, I forget.
Oh, the girl with the bob.
She's an actor. She's been around. She's you know who she at the end of High Fidelity?
Yeah,
she's the one who comes in the shop and he almost leaves. What's her name for?
And she's also in Urban Legend. I think she's the first kill in Urban Legend.
You're right.
Oh, at the gas station?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Nice pull. So yeah, they're working on this shit or whatever. And it's like, all right, we're gonna wrap for the day and whatnot. And Buffy's like hanging back for whatever reason, doing a bunch of like backflips and shit. And then all of a sudden, it's just Donald Sutherland hanging in this gymnasium. And like he gives like a bad pitch here. He's like, "Oh, so you've been having dreams," and you know all this shit. Creep level 211.
You've got to be like, look, dude, lead with the vampires.
Yep.
But no one would believe that.
I guess that's true. Well, what do you capture one and be like, look at this guy.
Right.
Look at this happy fellow. Little vampire friend here.
I shrunk him down. Look at him.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right.
Now you're looking here at my fist, and my thumb is pretending to be a jaw. But just imagine if this was an actual person.
He's kissing your neck. He's kissing your neck. That's how vampires do.
But so he's saying to her, like, yeah, I'll prove to you what's going on here. And he's got the creepiest line when you're trying to sell a person on something. He goes,
a 17-year-old girl on anything.
So you'll come with me to the graveyard. Oh, come on, Sutherland.
Yeah, she's not a goth. You know, think this through. Might not be the best first date. I mean, meeting.
Yeah, you're right,
place.
Chris. Nobody's perfect.
And I guess you're supposed to, they do say about, you know, because it's the same souls between the two of them throughout history and stuff. So, like, I guess that justifies why she's so comfortable with him.
Yeah.
But it's like, she does not react appropriately to this at all. She's like not skeezed out by him. She's like, yeah, I'll go to the fucking graveyard, whatever.
But then he cold reads her. He's like, well, you've been having dreams, right? She's like, well, yes, I have. And he's like, well, you're a slave or an Indian princess. Like, oh my God, your favorite color. Is it blue? Come with me to the graveyard.
You know, Buffy, for $30, I'll take you to the graveyard.
But that's when she kind of believes him.
Oh, well, it's also because she's like, he mentions you're definitely having dreams where Rutger Hauer is in them. And she's...
Are you having dreams with the guy from Blade Runner, Buffy? No, the bad guy.
I mean, he has more hair. You'd have to think about him a little bit more.
Ray Batty. Or is it Roy Batty?
I think it's Roy Batty.
So they go to this graveyard, and this is where I realized one of the things that this movie needed, and they definitely didn't bother with it, and again, something the show does better. They needed a fucking fight choreographer for this
More
movie
than anything
because
else.
it's so slow paced. Like, we're doing the action steps one at a time. These vampires are like, get back here. You know, like the most action you get, I think one like jumps on Buffy's back and she's like swinging around with it, but it's slow motion. Here we go.
But these are
fighting.
dumb Californian kids. They're not going to, not everyone attended the All Valley competition. Some of them are just dudes that are just dumb. And people fight stupid in real life.
Yeah, it's more realistic. That is for sure.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is in the other Buffy universe, the second you get bit by a vampire, like mid-level karate at the very least.
Yep, it comes with the virus inside you. That's it's what it is.
This movie needs a fight choreography. It just also needs like a special effects like gore person. Like if there was like some blood in this scene, like it would be something.
Because like you want it to end like ideally, it's like she kills both of these vampires. It's a crazy fight or something, and at the end she's covered in blood, and it's like Donald Sutherland is staring at her, and she's got to be like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Or something. That would be something to look at in a movie. I don't know.
You're paying your money. You spent your money on Donald Sutherland, I guess. By the way, who is that 3.5 this entire movie? I like Donald Sutherland a lot. He clearly didn't give a shit.
The final scene that he's in this film is one of the worst things he's ever done in a motion
You know, he's just like,
picture.
oh, I'm in the new movie, Bippy the Boopo Slayer. I don't know what the film, honestly.
But it's worth it because reading that Wikipedia entry was just so fucking funny because it's like Joss Whedon's like, they're letting him improv and he's ruining my great script, so I'm gonna walk off set in a huff.
No, did
Yes,
that happen?
yes.
And he talks shit
What
about
a loser!
It's like, dude, you sold, and reading the production history is weird too because he sold the script to like Dolly Parton's production company, and
Whoa.
suddenly and suddenly Donald Sutherland is starring in your movie. That's a great thing, and he's just so pissed off about it to this day. Apparently,
My writing's so good.
Well, that's the thing. Apparently, he talks shit about like about Sutherland even today. Is like there was some they made a comic out of this movie, but or out of his
Oh.
script, and he's like, oh, it's the best version of my movie, and it doesn't feature that actor who shall not be named. I'm like, you mean Donald fucking Sutherland?
What an asshole!
Yeah,
I
he was
did
in
not
Clute,
know that.
motherfucker. Were you wearing Clute?
Were you in MASH?
I have a quick question, Josh or Joss or whatever it is. I know that your dad wrote for the Golden Girls and awesome, but were you in Clute? Animal House, did you show your ass in that film?
I showed my ass in Animal House.
Are you Canadian? Yeah, I didn't think so. Get the fuck out of my face.
I am superior to you in every way, Joss Whedon.
Just let me play my character Marriott.
Yeah.
but it's true. I mean,
Yes.
Donald Sutherland is awesome, even when he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, you know, 'cause
Yeah. The best.
he's at 3.5, but he's one of the best parts of this movie,
Yeah.
honestly.
There's a weird thing around here where like Donald Sutherland has dropped Luke Perry back in his apartment or whatever,
Yeah.
and like Luke Perry wakes up to a knock on the window, and it's David Arquette as a vampire,
Yeah.
and he's flying, and it's fucking great because Luke Perry is immediately like, oh, you're a vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna let you in, and like David Arquette's doing like, come on, I'm hungry,
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Arquette's having fun in this movie.
He definitely
this-
is.
It's a fun
Yeah.
scene.
This
I
is
think-
actually my favorite scene, I think,
Yeah.
of the whole thing.
I just wish he had climbed up there and not flown because it's
Oh
stupid.
my lord! Have you seen the Lost Boys?
Yeah, I don't like him flying in that either. I
I'm not
gotta
crazy about
say,
the Lost
You
Boys
were
in general.
crazy. What?
I'm not crazy about the Lost Boys in general. And I
Really?
think I watched it too late. You know, I didn't grow
okay.
up with it, kind of a thing.
and
and
neither did I. I mean, I like it fine, but I'm not like a
little too much
fan.
So
Corey
you guys
Feldman
want
for my taste.
vampires that do karate and go to blood raves?
Yes.
that's where that's
And-
it.
Yeah,
And
I
can
mean,
walk out in the sunshine pretty much.
No, I can also
Whenever.
go for a Tilda Swinton where we're fucking getting fucked up in Tangier Vampire.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And we're like hanging around burned out Detroit, listening to records, playing guitar.
Mhm.
I could do that kind of vampire.
That is the
But
most.
if she levitated for a second, would you fucking flip
I'm
out?
okay with the flying. You're going to point that shit at him.
Yeah,
All right, now I'm
figure out
pointing
who's
at you.
complaining.
I don't, sometimes you guys are like Legion, the demons.
I will say
Speak in one voice.
all-timer vampire fantasy is Only Lovers Left Alive.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is like fucking
Yes.
take me now,
Sure,
Lord.
yeah.
I get to hang out like
Yep.
I'm just a cool person forever.
Yep.
Awesome.
Eric Legion? Look at these two bodies. This is a station situation if I've ever
no.
seen it.
if I ever saw one, man, absolutely. Me and Steve
Legion.
walking around without pants on.
Holy shit!
Stand Drew! Stand Drew!
Nice.
Ew.
We gotta do that at a live show, man.
Then we form into one thing, and it looks exactly like Eric, and it just goes stand.
Let's do this. Let's make it happen.
Derek.
We're gonna be.
I
playing-
am Steric.
We're going to be playing the West Coast in November. I'm saying Portland. We're going to merge in Portland.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah,
how that
and
goes.
I'll just be off vomiting off the corner of the stage.
It takes so long to detract, though. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Because you can just be off to the side going, does anybody want to go to the cemetery with me? So yeah, he's like, all right, we're at this fucking cemetery. He's like, all right, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
See that dude right there? That dude died the other day. But you know what he doesn't know yet? He's a vampire. So we're going to sit here and wait for him to rise up from the grave right here, which they do.
Yeah.
And she fights the guy, but also it's like she's sitting on the grave of another vampire, and it's 2-on-1 kind of a thing. He really throws her into the fire here, feet first, is the idea.
And she's like, you knew that was going to happen as a guess, but I needed to make sure. Oh, he also throws a knife at her head, which is kind of fun.
Oh, that's when she's like turning him down
Yeah.
in the locker room because like he's like, where were you? You missed Vampire Slayer practice. And she's like, I told you, dude. I had cheerleading practice.
Yeah.
And he throws a knife at her fucking forehead, which she catches.
It's
and
great too because then,
yeah.
like it just cuts to her holding the knife, and
Yeah.
it's such a cheap effect. And there's so many cheap effects in this movie that it's super endearing to me. Just
Yeah.
seeing like you can watch this movie and you could just make this movie with your friends.
Yeah, you totally
It's pretty
can.
great.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew how to do any of the action
Yeah.
or anything. So yeah, he makes the mime that he's throwing it, and it's like, I caught it.
Yep. And you just insert a sound effect that's like,
Mhm.
and there it is. You threw a
They
knife at
do a
someone's
similar
face.
thing when she's in Stephen Root, the principal's office, and she spits a push pin into a fly.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
which is kind of a cool thing.
That
Yeah.
scene
I-
drives me. That's like one of the worst edited scenes of the whole thing.
because I feel it's like Stephen Root was improvising about like whatever he's like
Oh,
talking
this
about.
is
Oh, I
great.
was cool. I used to take drugs too, or
I
whatever.
took acid at a Doobie Brothers concert
Oh,
in
right,
the
yeah.
60s, and I could feel the music. Like I could see.
I
the
could
music
feel the
going
color
into
of the
me.
music.
Yeah.
It was red.
And-
yeah.
And the scene, like the whole point is like is getting ready to get the fly with the tack. So you would think it would end with the tack going in and be like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
And no, he's like unfazed by it. And he's like, and then I freaked out. Cut to Thomas Jane.
Yeah.
Yep. It's really bad.
Well, you think that because they had to cut because Joss Whedon was so upset because Stephen Root is improvising. Shit, that's not what the script says.
Steven, that's not my witty joke. I love women.
Look, I etched all your scripts into stone because they're like the commandments, and you are supposed to respect them. Okay?
I'm 24 years old. This is my movie.
My dad didn't slave away. Yeah, I'm saying it. Like the Golden Girls for this many years for me to be treated like this.
What a fucking stupid baby that guy is. Holy shit.
He also
I
looks like
know-
an egg, so shut
He
up.
definitely does. He looks
People-
like an egg with a bad beard.
Yeah, whenever I saw people following me on Twitter, I was like, "Is that Joss Whedon?" But you know, people like him.
I
and it's
enjoy a
fine
lot of
to
his
like
stuff.
him.
I enjoy a lot of his work, but he seems like somebody I wouldn't want to hang out with.
Yep, that's exactly right. The cap on the locker room scene that's fucking hilarious though is she then punches Donald Sutherland squarely in the face.
Yes.
Which is great. And this kicks off a training montage. Here's my question about this training montage. What hotel ballroom are they training in?
I think this is like
is it
Merrick-
Donald Sutherland's house?
Yeah, Merrick's house.
Yeah.
In
Really?
quotation marks.
It's
yeah.
clearly just an unused hotel ballroom.
Yes.
The chairs are stacked. The fucking overlook in the off season.
Yeah, and it's just like this, like, here's some vague vampire training. We're just gonna do it, man.
We have to do it, Buffy. Otherwise, they're not going to believe that you, a woman, could be good at anything. That's the law of movies.
There's a weird there's like a dummy hanging from the ceiling, and it's like you're training to do like a forward roll and throw, like come out of the roll and throw the stake, and it's like she hits the dummy in the leg, and it's another Donald Sutherland looking really bored. He's just like, the leg. He doesn't say anything, but he's just looking at this dummy like, no.
Hey, Josh, is that lunch yet or what?
Oh, Josh, just a note from your brilliant script you wrote. Am I supposed to react in any way when I look at this dummy?
I don't want to improvise and hurt your feelings.
Ross,
Ross.
can you edit around all my yawns or not?
Because maybe if you can't, man, you know, I don't want to take an edit to your brilliant script, but maybe my character is just tired.
Also, don't have your dad call me ever again. That was a nightmare.
Josh, this one scene that I know I'm supposed to be in, I'm thinking maybe you could shoot me from the back, and I'm going to have my son Kiefer stand in for me. I'm quite tired of this film.
Also, don't bring your father around. I had B. Arthur back in the day. She's on my side.
Oh, dude, I'd watch that.
Yes,
B. Arthur, Rue McClanahan. I fucked them all. Betty White, oh, I had
I
her.
went through the entire cast of the Golden Girls one night.
That's right.
All
Even
in one
Estelle Getty with the age makeup
I
on.
even fucked that little Quentin Tarantino fella.
Anyone ever see that Golden Girls episode with Burt Reynolds? I just watched it the other night.
No.
Oh, it's an amazing Burt Reynolds thing.
Is he
It's
fucking Blanche?
no, the whole thing is like
That's exactly what I thought the plot was going to be.
it's like they win tickets to a what do you call it, a Burt Reynolds new film opening. Everyone's really excited. A lot of misadventure happens. The whole episode's happening.
Wait, this is like the late 80s.
Yes.
So what is it?
People are-
Sharky's Machine?
People
What
are
the
excited to go to the premiere of a Burt Reynolds movie.
Hell yeah, dude! Rent a cop with Liza Minnelli or whatever that movie was.
And like the gag is only Dorothy's mother Estelle.
Estelle Getty was the actress.
Yes, Estelle Getty. Only Sophia can go.
There we go.
And she's the only one that goes, and like she's telling all these stories about how she met Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise and all this stuff. It's like, Ma, you're just making this up now when you're making me very angry. And like the doorbell rings and it's Burt Reynolds, and I was like, oh my god! It's at the end of the episode. Like, oh my god, Burt Reynolds! It's like, hey, Sophia, you want to get out of here? And she's like, yes, Burt, I'm coming. And he goes, and he looks. And all the other Golden Girls are looking at him like, oh my God, it's Burt Reynolds. He looks at them and he's like, so these are your roommates. So which one's a slut? And that's like, that is like, that's the blackout.
That's the
joke.
blackout line of the
Is
episode.
like, which one's the slut? And oh no, I'm sorry. The joke is which one's the slut, and everyone raises their hands because everyone wants to fuck Burt Reynolds.
That's
love it.
amazing.
I knew it makes sense because Florida, dude.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, he's fucked everyone there.
So the weird thing is Buffy's powers in the show and like most of the mythology proper is she's kind of like super strong, almost like Spider-Man, like that kind of level of strength.
Well, speaking of Spider-Man, yeah.
But exactly. And that doesn't happen in this. She's not that, she's strong enough, but not super strong. But the only power she has aside from like kind of heightened durability, etc., is she has like a spider sense for vampires, which is fucking menstruation or like cramps. Yeah. It's weird.
It would have been funnier.
Which does not make the TV show.
No, it does not. But it would have been funnier because like she says cramps and then or she is like holding her stomach or something, and Donald Sutherland says
cramps.
What is it, cramps? Like the gag should be like,
first of all, ew, by the way. Back off, old guy.
Yeah, Merrick, you fucking weird pervert. But like the gag should be like, oh, I gotta take a shit. Oh, there's a vampire on. Oh, I gotta take a shit.
That's if you were a vampire.
Andrew, as the prophecy says, whenever a vampire is around you, the Slayer must take a shit.
Wait a minute. What do you mean I can't put my Spidey cramps in the show? I want them in the show.
It's too adult for the TV.
Save it for the Avengers, dude.
Somewhere around here, we mentioned the Thomas Jane thing. Like Luke Perry's like, hey man, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Something's going on in this town. I'm just going to abandon everything I know and move. I'll see you later. And he turns and steps into, my God, it's the Mystery Mobile.
Yes.
Luke Perry is driving the Mystery Mobile in this movie.
The weird thing is he's got so many vehicles throughout this film. He's got this thing.
The motorcycle?
He's got a dirt bike and then a motorcycle.
This is California living, guys.
Yeah,
I guess
so.
Oh, right, because he has the dirt bike.
In one of the scenes.
But I think is the dirt bike when he's like apologizing to her and they're like on the sidewalk or whatever.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the movie he's got a fucking killer hog and a motorcycle.
I think he got this the mystery van from Spicoli. Probably borrowed it from him.
Oh, they're cousins.
And like things are going on. She winds up stopping. She winds up saving Luke Perry again because his car breaks down.
Well, this is a ridiculous. Again, like if you cannot hire a stunt coordinator, hire a fight choreographer, like do not put these things in your movies.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure they had them, but like it's not good. This is like Luke Perry gets sort of surrounded by some vampires here because the van won't start, and it's like Paul Rubens, and then there's two other dudes behind the van, and Paul Rubens is like walking towards the car or whatever, and then like Luke Perry backs over the two guys, and then he goes for it, and Paul Rubens is like on the windshield, and it's that kind of a thing, but like the stunt driver is going like 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's just not good. And then they have him like drive into a field where it's like, don't worry, you're not going to hit anything because it's all fucking grass. except for the one tree that he slowly drives into.
We're doing a little bit of Teen Wolf car surfing at this point, you know?
Kind of, yeah, you're right.
And this is when Paul Rubens punches through the car and like he gets thrown from the car and his arm gets ripped off.
Right.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
There's a nice thing here where like the hand is still moving while Luke Perry's holding it. It's kind of funny. But like it's another weird like someone having an inappropriate reaction because Luke Perry's like, oh man, an arm.
Yeah. So
Like, somebody scream. Somebody get freaked out at this situation right now.
But the whole film, like no one has that range of emotion. Like
everybody
all
is
kind
sort of flat.
stilted and flat. So it
That's the
kinda
way I
works.
wanted my dialogue delivered. I love women. Power to the women. Yeah. Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I know my wife's out of town next weekend. Would you like to come over and talk about Buffy?
Yeah.
I'm going to write a show where a girl gets forced into being whatever customers want her to be. Yeah, that's Dollhouse.
Oh, Dollhouse.
I love women.
Wait, what was that? They were like people would show. What was the premise?
It was a thing where like they put personalities into bodies that were like the dolls. I think was the idea.
Mhm.
And
But it was all like action based. No one was like, "Can I fuck it?" Yo, so
No, they dabbled in that.
they did,
though.
and I never watched that shit.
Yeah. I watched both seasons of it. Eventually, it got to a thing where, like, in the second season, they did sort of make it more actiony,
Yes.
and they like went like several years into the future, and it was like kind of cool. But that first season's a lot of like, oh, is Samantha here today?
Oh,
And it's just like
ew.
Eliza Dushku in that moment is like whatever person she's like they're all programmed. It's kind of like the Matrix. Like they like wipe their memories and they put in characters and shit. It's just it's a weird fucking premise, man. I will just leave it at that. Paul Rubens has a great line around this car chase though, where he goes like the car won't start over. He goes, "Kill him a lot."
yeah,
Great
was good.
delivery here.
that makes the trailer.
Oh, did it? Oh, I didn't remember that.
I mean, I think Paul Rubens is fucking the best part of this movie.
Yeah, he's really funny.
It's up there.
And so like this is when they kind of all form sort of a team. It's really weird. Like I don't think like Luke Perry and Donald Sutherland ever say anything to each other. Like there's just they're never in the same room at the same time.
I don't think so either because there's a weird like this is where like so she saves him.
Yes.
The American Buffy show up. Buffy kills the vampires, not Paul Rubens, but the other two dudes or whatever. And then she takes Luke Perry back to her house because he like passes out or something because he's like hit his head in the car accident. And then like Donald Sutherland just like fucks off and they like this is where they awkwardly have like a moment where it's like, oh yeah, like I was shitty to you at that bar earlier in the film, but now like we're gonna have a thing where like we talk about like how our parents are shitty or whatever that is, and then she's like, you can sleep in the guest room.
Hey, real quick, how old are you? Just
yeah,
really,
very important question.
He's
here.
got that fucking soul patch.
Oh, the soul patch
My
is
lord.
bad.
It was king back in those
It was.
days.
Well, he has a soul patch, and also it's like very clearly his 90210 hair, but I'm just pushing it down.
Yep, yeah.
But
Like he had a
I'm
hat on in between takes.
But once him and Buffy kind of hook up there, that soul patch leaves the movie.
Well, no, he shaves it. Very, very triumphant.
Yeah,
Yeah, he shaves
shit.
it off. Yeah.
Wow, I was in the bathroom
for the final dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah. When he's getting ready, because he definitely does a maintaining of the Luke Perry sideburns.
Of course, it's those
When-
things were insured by the Fox Corporation for $24 million.
Absolutely, dude. Aaron Spelling was like, "All right, you're gonna do this movie over the summer. Fine. You fucking come back in late August, and that shit's messed up. I'm gonna sue your ass.
I am not
fucking sue you.
We do not do fake sideburns on this television show.
No, but really, how old are you? I'm a teen.
What's the oldest teenage you could be? 19. Yeah, I'm that.
yeah. Let's go with that.
I'm a 35 teen.
So there's a big basketball game, and it's like Buffy has to go cheer at it because it's like you got to keep the cover up. Nobody in town can know that she's the Slayer.
But this is in between that, like she's just talking around with Luke Perry in the town square, and David Arquette overhears them when he's in a telephone booth or a photo taking booth, and he's like, "Oh, it's Buffy." So I think that the plot is
Cute joke here, by the way, when he leaves the photo booth,
Yes.
the photos come out with no one photographed.
it's a fun little joke.
I like
I like that.
it.
Yeah, that was
I like
a
all the
good
gags.
joke. I thought that was okay.
But he's like, Buffy, it's Buffy. And then like he tells Paul Rubens that now that's when like I guess this is like a plan to bring this guy to the basketball game, this dude Grueller, who is Sasha, whatever his name is, Sasha Jensen.
Oh, is that the idea?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
I see.
And she's cheering at the game.
We also got a little scene with I don't know if it's right here, but Paul Rubens talking to Rutger Hauer, and Rutger Hauer as the King Vampire or whatever. Then it's like, oh no, we're gonna wait for the dance on Saturday, and he takes a cat.
Yes. Oh,
as a little snack.
Yes,
for his
that's
fucking,
weird.
He's from Melmac, dude.
Exactly. He's eating cats like Alf. It's amazing. Also, I want to see that happen.
Yeah.
First of all, Rutger Hauer was game for anything as an actor. I'm sure
he would drink a cat, no
yes,
problem.
Absolutely.
The guy was outstanding.
But yeah, so I think we're getting some things mixed up here because the basketball game happens.
Yes.
That dude is there.
Yes.
That all goes down, and then this is around where because like Buffy sees that the dude is a vampire. He gets put in the game to play, and he's like going to attack somebody. And then she like trips him, and it turns into like a whole kerfuffle there.
This is where Ben Affleck shows up.
Ben Affleck is on the other team. He kind of only has like one line, more or less.
He's like, give me the ball, and he's like, ew.
Yes,
you know,
he's freaked out by the vampire.
Those boys look like they'll be dazed and confused.
There's some jokes with the basketball coach being like a new age California guy.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, because he's like go out there and assert your personality or whatever, your personhood.
He's also folding up their like basketball warm up suits, which is kind of funny.
That's pretty great. Like the dude takes it off and throws it on the ground, and he picks it up and starts folding it like laundry.
And this is my question. So he comes in, and like everyone's like, "Ew, this guy's really good at basketball because he's a vampire."
Teen Wolfing.
Remember to actualize.
And like the ref is like, "Hey, get that guy out of here," because he can like float and like does a dunk. But everyone was cool with that fucking werewolf playing. That now
That's
vampires can't play high school basketball, but werewolves can.
It's discrimination, man. Right in Southern California.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Teen Wolf was like 2 towns up.
I think Teen Wolf also fits into what we're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a little earlier, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Buffy versus Teen Wolf. I don't know how it never happened.
How about like just combine all this shit, right? Like My Boyfriend's Back, Buffy, Teen Wolf. Like do a super film.
Or you
like build up to it like the Avengers.
So like Southern California is like the Bermuda Triangle, essentially.
Yes, it's always been.
Yes, A, it actually is, and B, yes. I also think, I think that would be the thing. Is like they've been trying to do this dark universe for years. They never worked out. But now
do a fun dark universe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
teen dark universe.
Exactly.
Bill and Ted
Jesus
bring
Christ.
fucking raptors back.
Yeah.
All
There
kinds
you
of
go.
Oh man, that would be fucking great.
hell on earth.
But around here is where there's the big, because they're chasing the vampire.
Yes.
And she steals a motorcycle from, is this not Leo Johnson from Twin Peaks?
It looks just like
it's
him.
not him though. Man,
I think it's just a ponytail.
Yeah.
But it's like a kind of like chunky balding dude with a ponytail playing a biker. I could have sworn it was fucking Leo Johnson.
I get it because he has a similar reaction as Leo would have probably.
Yeah, you get a D-bomb here, which is really something.
A little bit of a deep, like, he uses a slur at Buffy and then proceeds to say, "I'll tell the world," which, I mean, that's kind of funny. It's such a pathetic fucking thing.
What do you mean you won't print my story? She's a D.
I found out. We have to track these people.
You're the LA Times. This should concern you.
But then, because there's something around here too where they run into Rutger Hauer at like a carnival or something.
Well, this is like his last stand, sort of, right?
It sort of is, because this is where Donald Sutherland gets killed in slow motion. Buffy has because Rutger Hauer says something to her, and Buffy goes, "Are you addressing I?"
Yeah.
Pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
But then they just have this slow fucking fight where Donald Sutherland like just slowly raises his arm up to like put a stake through Rutger Hauer, and Rutger Hauer just takes it and it's like, "No, I'll be using this now," and just gently places it into Donald Sutherland's chest and murders him.
Pretty
and then
cool.
he then slowly falls over.
By the way, this from the internet ticker, it's not Leo Johnson. That actor at the same time was appearing in Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me.
Oh.
And the same year, he was in Critters 4.
Nice.
Good for him.
Was he playing a critter?
He was playing a character named Bernie.
Yeah,
there was
that
supposed to
checks
be
out.
a cameo from David Bowie, but they couldn't make the money work.
In
they
Buffy?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, like I guess he was gonna play somebody.
I'm a vampire in Southern California.
No, instead he went with Leo Johnson in Twin Peaks Firewalk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, there's only one movie I can be in this year. It's either Twin Peaks or Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
What would he would have been the Rucker Hauer part, probably.
Yeah, or
right,
probably,
right.
or it could have been like maybe there's a stinger scene with another vampire, and he's like, I
Oh,
don't know.
shit.
What about a sequel?
I'm back.
Maybe he's the good vampire.
Mm.
Oh man, in the Dark
Oh.
Universe, Goblin King, dude.
Oh, nice. Or The
Ooh.
Hunger. He was in The Hunger.
Yeah.
The Hunger's a great
Ooh.
movie.
It is
Oh,
good.
that's a
Very good
much
movie.
better vampire movie.
Not enough floating for my
Not
taste.
enough floating. They're horny, but it seems uncomfortable. That's the thing. It's like that's a vampire. I wouldn't want to be a hunger vampire because they're like there's a lot of weird shit
Well,
going on.
because there's so much in that movie is also just like boring rich people shit.
Yeah.
It's just like wasp fucking. Yeah, which is just like, yep, there it is.
I mean, the horniest vampires are Interview with a Vampire. I
Oh,
imagine.
for
That
sure.
is straight up the horniest of all vampire tales.
And
of course.
the horniest werewolves are in The Howling, I believe.
Yes. Also, cry me a fucking river, Brad Pitt. That movie's like, I hate being a vampire. I have to look like this forever.
Yeah, you're looking like a 1994 Brad Pitt forever. Yeah, what a tragedy.
Get a haircut, you'll be fine.
Well, he can only watch the sunrise in the movies, which is how I think most people experience the sun coming
Yeah,
up.
that's not a legit complaint. If someone's like, man, you can't turn me into a vampire. I'll miss seeing all those suns rising. Get the fuck out of here. You're not watching the sunrise. I think I saw
don't
the
think anyone-
sunrise once.
I don't think anyone has ever seen it.
Oh, you think it's a myth?
Yeah, I think it's just the sun's suddenly up and it's suddenly gone.
Richard Linklater is full of shit.
But yeah, so then they have a clear, like, Donald Sutherland is dead. This is like end of Act 2, everything falls to shit. She has a fight with all her friends. It's a huge blowout because she doesn't want to work on the dance shit.
Yeah.
Like, they're all on the dance committee making the decorations and whatnot. And she's like, look, there's bigger things in the world. This dance is stupid.
By the way, Rucker Hauer can hypnotize her. That's like his thing.
Yes. But is it because, like, they're also supposed to have this age-old connection, or is he doing that with everybody?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Did
Yeah.
he do that with the girl with the bob?
It's ill-defined.
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah.
is part of the age-old connection because there's a few like of the. There's even like some flashbacks we get.
Yeah, where
back
they've-
to old Europe. And
They've
stuff.
battled before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she has the spat with Luke Perry right here. This is where he's driving his fucking motorcycle on the sidewalk, man. That's very dangerous. And this is where David Arquette overhears.
Oh, right.
I also just love, like, what is this side story where David Arquette vampire is just alone in this photo booth?
He's just enjoying himself.
Here's the gag, though. This is the gag because they did that. The film strip comes out, which is
Yeah.
great, and he's not there. The gag is he comes out, he goes, Buffy, and walks away. Photo comes out. It's a dead girl with bite marks on her neck and no David Arquette. That's the joke. That explains what he's doing
Or
in
you
this
get
photo
Tom,
booth.
you get Tom Jane in that booth with bite marks on his
Sure.
Oh, yeah, or you show his hog. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
dude.
just dick pics, dude.
I
Was he
guarantee-
showing his hog in that show?
I believe
I
so,
think
yeah.
it was a
Wow.
fake hog.
I
Oh,
guarantee-
yeah, you
stunt
might be right.
hog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, Tom Jane auditioned for both Beverly Hills 90210 and Melrose Place a little bit. I could
Oh,
be
sure.
Jeff on that show.
Yeah, totally. He
probably
could have
not-
been Andy
Yeah.
or Scotty. He could have been Scotty.
Definitely auditioned a lot.
Yes.
Not a lot of people called it back.
No, definitely not.
No, P.T. Anderson did, though.
Yeah, he did.
That's good for him.
Mhm.
So yeah, we have a montage where like Luke Perry is really serious about like the vampire hunting, and Buffy's like, "Fuck you, I'm going to buy a dress because I want to go to the dance." So it's this montage of like Luke Perry just breaking legs off chairs, making steaks.
I do think, and I don't have any evidence of this, but I feel like one of the things they did at Joss Whedon's script was like, okay, Luke Perry is getting asses in seats. There better be more scenes with Luke Perry in them. And
Right,
like,
right.
You know what I mean? Because like it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but it's like more like Buffy and Pike, but mostly Pike.
Well, the script has what the script has. I love women.
Sorry, but it's now called Pike the Boyfriend.
It is a lot of this is Pike the Boyfriend.
Look, what else do you want from me? I cut out all the scenes where all the characters say the really true thing. Joss is a cool name. What else do you want from me?
Is that his real name? It's just Josh, right? And he's being a cool guy. He's being a cool guy.
I think Joss is a name, though.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
It stands for
Joseph-
Jocelyn.
Joseph Hill Whedon.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's Joe. Thanks, Joe Whedon.
Joe Whedon.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
No, you've never met you never met someone named Josh. Wait, no, I've met a Josh, as in Joshua, but with the Joss.
Joss. That's how he spells it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
What about it?
It's fictional.
It
It didn't happen.
Never
This
happened.
one was
Joe.
invented by writers.
So we go to the dance. This is the big finale of this movie. It's Hug the World is what we're doing. Did you guys catch a look at this DJ? Least enthusiastic DJ I have ever seen in a movie.
Well,
It's almost like this guy didn't know the fucking camera was rolling.
I mean, but to be fair, that's the most realistic DJ. You're at a fucking high school dance. There, that whole like hug the world thing is another thing we were doing in the early 90s where like any environmentalism was played as a joke. Like
Right.
teens, like that's in Clueless a lot.
it sort of is in Clueless.
Well, there was some dialogue in here where it was like one of the girls was like, "How about don't tread on the world?" And like Buffy's like, "Well, you kind of have to if you're walking on the planet."
Yeah.
Kind of a funny exchange.
Yeah, and then there's also some great ignorant exchanges where it's just like oh, the ozone layer, yeah, we got to get rid of that thing.
Yeah, that's kind of, they're talking about like what are environmental causes or whatever. It's like littering. Yeah, sure, littering.
Which is, I mean, like, and again, I get the joke of like these are dumb Valley girls or whatever, but like it is good that kids cared about that shit in the 90s. You know what I mean?
At least we even get it being a thing in this movie. Nowadays, you'll never fucking hear about the environment again.
No,
like literally never.
It's either a movie that's a post-apocalyptic whatever because it all happened.
Right.
That's the only way you can get into a movie. Like a
Yeah.
character can't care about that stuff.
Yeah, no, totally.
No, Salute Shorts had an environmentalist character, right? Zoe or one of those girls was she had the ZZ, and she was the freak. Everyone was
That's
like,
also
you fucking weirdo.
Fake name too, by the way. No one's ZZ.
Oh, wait,
not
hold on.
born
I got something in from the.
I think
internet.
she was that was a nickname though.
Yeah.
Which a nickname is fine.
Yeah. Wow.
Their real name was Zizala.
You got some audio here?
Oh, thanks everyone.
Oh, wait a second. Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
Wow.
God.
Nah, keep it going. Keep it going.
Sophia around?
Oh, hi, Kurt.
How about a little lunch?
Listen, if you're blind, how about a big lunch?
My God,
You're Mr. Burt Reynolds.
I hope so, otherwise I got the wrong underwear on. This the roommate you told me about?
Yeah.
Which one's a slut?
They all yell, "I am."
Yeah, dude.
That's
They all
ridiculous.
fucking want it. Dude,
Wow.
there's an alternate cut where they all fuck Burt Reynolds.
Oh,
It's
nice. Yeah,
25.
you got to buy the series on DVD.
We were
though.
talking about Salute Your Shorts and environmentalism.
Sorry.
And then this.
Then that happened. Yes.
I thought you were
And then
playing
Burt
some-
Reynolds struck.
I was expecting ZZ to have
Oh,
a fucking
no.
classic line.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a Salute Your Shorts. I mean, I'm glad you found it.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong.
It's nice to imagine that Golden Girls would just turn into Short Bus.
Oh
Dude.
my god! Yeah, watch me flip my feet over my head.
You want to invite a few more people over here? How about a few more people over here? How about your whole retirement home that you know all the old people? Yeah, bring them all over here.
Ma, you can't tell stories about Italy during the orgy. Ma.
It was cool that this senior dance was sponsored by Diet Pepsi.
Oh, dude, there's so many 2 liters.
Holy shit, man! There's a lot of soda at this dance. I couldn't believe it, man.
I'm surprised they sprung for it. I thought this was an RC place.
No. Oh, your Royal Crown Cola.
Hot take. RC Cola. It's good.
I'm totally fine with RC
I
Cola.
like it.
Does
I
it
like
exist still?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, my God, man. Yes.
Yeah, they exclusively sell it at the part of the grocery store where everything's all discounted because it's dinged up and fucking dirty.
Yeah, you have to ask the guy at the bodega to go get it for you.
Yeah, where's all your dented soda?
RC Cola now with less dents.
So Luke Perry shows up to the dance for Buffy. It's very nice because her boyfriend is with the other friend,
Yeah.
Amy or whatever.
Jenny, I think. her
Oh,
name is.
Jenny. Yeah,
and he
yeah,
shaves
yeah.
his soul patch. She doesn't even remark upon it. Not like, oh, you shaved.
That's all right. He knows that he shaved it, though.
I guess
That's
that's
all that really
Hey,
matters.
he's looking like Luke Perry, man.
Yeah, he's slicking his hair back.
You
Yeah,
don't
that's-
gotta worry about nothing.
It's totally fine. And then the vampires crash the dance because David Arquette has spread word that Buffy is the Slayer.
Interrupting a great Toad the Wet Sprocket song.
Yeah, that was a real bummer, man.
Oh, that's
I
like
gotta
when they're slow dancing, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yep. Yeah.
and it's a banger.
And I believe this is when Hilary Swank does that line about like, well, I already invited them in because they're seniors.
It's a good joke.
Oh yes, that isn't half bad. Yeah. Hilary Swank, after that line though, just is constantly screaming through the rest of the scene until she's fucking physically assaulted by Stephen Root, I think.
Yeah, but also like she almost gets pulled out. I'm like, no, kill her.
Just
like,
do it. It's,
like
the movie's got 15 minutes left.
Exactly. Nobody's going to be upset. Like this is, and like make it a joke because you can do that in this movie because
Yep.
it's a movie where kids are dying.
We need a body count that involves characters we've been introduced to because we don't
Certainly,
really
yeah.
get that because there's a bunch of people at this dance that do die. And Stephen Root has the hilarious thing about giving them detention slips and throwing
Great.
detention slips on
That's-
their fucking dead bodies.
It's probably the biggest laugh of the movie I
yeah.
had.
Did everybody see the scene where like they literally switch the white girl for the black girl getting killed?
What
happens?
Like Hillary's a vampire comes
Oh, that's
into
right,
the window.
yes.
They're about to get Hillary Swank. She gets away, and then the God, I
black
forget.
friend
Yeah,
of-
the black friend comes in, and they just take her, and she's
Yes.
presumed dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fucking terrible.
And again, kill Hilary Swank because she's been also like kind of Buffy's antagonist this whole movie. Like,
Right.
a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
There was the leather jacket situation at the start of the film.
Oh,
Where-
right. Buffy really wants to buy this fucking disgusting yellow leather jacket.
Mm.
And then Hilary Swank swoops in
But
after
after
saying
s-
that it's like, yeah,
It's-
like,
that's so
so-
5 minutes ago.
yes. That's the line. Yeah, yeah. And then she goes and buys it. Man, that's a shitty move. Gotta
It's-
say.
you can't
Gotta
do that.
say.
Yeah,
Stop worrying what other people think. Okay, Buffy, be your own Buffy.
first of all, they wouldn't be selling it if it was 5 minutes ago, Buffy.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
What is
Come on,
happening now is happening now. It's not 5 minutes ago. It's now.
So Buffy leaves the dance to draw all the vampires out of the dance.
Does Luke Perry kill David Arquette at the dance? Because they have a fight, but I can't
he does
remember-
because
he does.
They intercut. She like does this like one of the only stunts of the movie, which is somebody flipping a bunch to leave the dance, and like this line of vampires like, hey, hey.
I'm not sure if he's dead. He throws holy water on him, and his like face is burned.
Oh.
But then he says something like, "Hey, man, that's rough."
No, but he gets killed. So the way this works out is she goes out, she kills all these vampires, then she goes to fight Lothos. Donald Sutherland's last words are like, "When the music stops, then you'll be free of Lothos's control."
right.
This is intercut with David Arquette fighting Luke Perry. Luke Perry kills David Arquette by throwing him into an
That's
electric
right.
something.
Oh,
or
yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah.
The
Yes.
fuse box,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
causes the music to stop.
Okay. Gotcha now.
She kills obviously Paul Rubens. They have a kind of a fight here.
It's like a fight. Like they come out of an exit hallway
Yeah.
and they just have like a minor scuffle.
And
There is some good dialogue
Paul-
here too, because Paul Rubens is just like we're immortals, we can do anything, and she's like, oh yeah, well clap.
Yeah.
That's a good line.
He goes a little too far with like, have you ever had that not quite fresh feeling? I'm like, let's not do the commercial jingle, everyone.
Yeah, it's not great.
Well,
No.
Rutger Hauer later does the commercial, the waving of the hair back
right,
when
yeah.
the fire hits him.
Yeah.
but yeah, so he gets Paul Rubens gets a steak from Buffy here, and this is the dumbest fucking Mel Brooks horse shit.
I loved
gag.
it.
It's so stupid.
I thought
Did
it
you
was
love
good.
it now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I loved it as a
Ooh,
kid. Now it kind of grated on me.
It's just it's a bit too much.
I
That's
love it.
improvised, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Wow, that's shocking. Cut it out! Stop ruining my script. I love women.
No, I just thought it was fun. I think it like the tone of the yes, it's a vampire movie, but this is like so like light and camp
Yes.
that I felt like it fit.
It almost fits. I feel like you need more of it to really do that.
It's a wackier joke than the rest of the comedy is, though. So that's why it feels weird to me, at least.
But there's like little spots of it everywhere. That's the thing, is they just never decide whether or not.
Yes, is it
like there's
fully camp?
there's a news joke early on where it's like, that was gnarly or something like that. I'm like, that's a goofy thing. This is goofy too, but it looks weird in the middle of normal movie otherwise.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a normal movie.
Well,
this movie's
a fair
this
point.
is a fucking goof troop.
Rutger Hauer is now in full-on Dracula attire.
fucking playing the violin in this scene.
It is
man.
interesting to be like living in 1992 and still be like, yeah, I'm going to still dress like a 1700s Transylvanian.
Totally,
Sure,
man.
why not?
And everyone, well, I guess it's a power move because everyone in
Yeah.
your crew is like dressing more conventionally. And he's like,
Yeah.
nah, this is a cool outfit. This is very expensive.
Maybe he tried to do like the Paul Rubens route where he's like wearing a leather jacket and shit. And he's like, you know what? It's just not me. I have to be true to myself. I have to be true to Lothos.
Ooh, you could have him shopping for new wares, and he bumps into Bill and Ted and Napoleon and the whole crew.
Oh,
In the
there.
food court.
Then he turns Napoleon into a vampire. I love it.
Napoleon vampire.
Yeah.
The littlest vampire.
Vampire Napoleon, fucking lock up your daughters, man. That guy's gonna take over the world.
Yeah.
By the way, it would be funny if this scene he's playing the violin. There's just all these dead cats everywhere because he's been like feasting upon cats.
I was pigging out.
He's got this like his voice is very. There's one line that me and my brother have been saying forever. It's like, I will split you like rotted fruit. Because like he doesn't have the teeth. It's a hindrance. It's a real hindrance to this performance, which I think is actually pretty fun.
Like,
Yeah.
unless there's a close up of the actor having to go, ha, and biting someone on the neck, leave the fucking fangs out of it. No one's really going to notice. Unless it's like
true.
Gary Busey and his teeth are always on the outside of his head. Like, your lips will cover it up fine.
Gary
Like,
Busey is a vampire, but with a mouth full of nothing but fangs.
oh my God, dude, that's going to haunt. I think actually that's how they modeled the Langoliers.
So he's like a cone head?
Yeah, exactly. He's just chewing on a condom.
I'm just eating a bunch of rats.
She tries to put a cross in his face, and he goes, "Oh, police," which is actually a great delivery.
It's pretty awesome.
And he
Yeah.
lights it on fire, and then she uses aerosol spray to blow it on him.
Well, she has the great line. He I don't remember what the setup is, but her retort is, my keen fashion sense, and sprays the hairspray and the
I think
lighter.
she's
He
really
does a
good this-
Pantene Pro
yeah,
V head
Oh,
shake.
because
right.
his line was something like, is that all you have? Like your faith? And she's like, no, my keen fashion.
Yes. Oh, right. Oh, right. Because that's
The
it's
cross.
right after the crucifix. Yeah,
I
you're
think
right.
she's really good this way. I think a lot of her jokes
Yeah.
hit. I think like her comic timing is good. I think again, like Luke Perry steals the thunder a lot because that's how they got people in the seats. But I think that she does well here, and then she became a crazy conservative QAnon whatever.
I didn't
person.
know
is
this.
she?
Oh no, she's a crazy. I don't know QAnon full on, but like she's a crazy conservative.
Oh,
Really?
She like
that's
goes
too
after
bad.
people on Twitter and shit.
Really?
Yeah, her Twitter profile is her wearing a cowboy hat, staring off into nothing.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Gonna have to throw her a follow.
Hey, Christy, why don't you come to my trailer? I love women.
But there's a great like Rutger Hauer. I mean, this is so awesome. Out of nowhere, he's got this sword.
It's fantastic.
So
It's
they're
not
having this
set
like
up.
this is in they're back in the gymnasium.
Yeah, they kind
now.
of wrestle back in.
Yeah.
Oh,
and-
when he jumped, when Rutger Hauer just bursts into this gymnasium, Stephen Root's just like, that is definitely not a student.
Yeah, another great line. Yeah, totally. So yeah, they have their fight here. It's kind of a great. Buffy grabs a fucking flagpole with the California state flag on it.
Yeah.
and they're kind of dueling with that for a little bit. I wanted it to be Rutger Hauer gets the whole flagpole in the
Yeah.
chest, and
Yeah.
then it's just like this like freestanding flagpole with the California state flag. Would be great.
Everybody see Alexis Arquette as the DJ.
Vampire.
Oh,
DJ.
really?
Vampire
Oh,
DJ.
wow, that's cool.
Oh, so wait, that dude who wasn't having it gets replaced?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he gets killed.
I-
She
Oh,
comes
I
back,
didn't-
I think, in like the middle of the fight almost.
Oh, I didn't even fucking notice that at all.
Well, she and Luke Perry were actually really good friends, apparently.
Oh, how about that? The more you know.
Also, David's in the film.
And also her brother is also in the film. and they're fighting, and like, yeah, this is the most anticlimactic end.
It so is, man.
Like Paul Rubens gets a better death.
He definitely
It's true,
does.
because I thought this was like, okay, yeah, where's the last big scare?
Right.
And it never comes.
No, like she breaks a fucking leg off a chair and seriously is just like, all right, here comes the plane. It's like feeding a baby. Like, it's so fucking slow.
And then he goes, "Oh, this sucks."
Yep.
And that's it.
Yep.
And yes, you're right, Rutger Hauer. This does suck.
But then it's awesome because Pike and Buffy dance to a fucking killer Susanna Hoff song. Oh, yeah. I love this tune. Also covered by Real Big Fish, actually.
Oh.
Great cover tune. So that's it. The movie ends with them like dancing in the gymnasium amongst the corpses. Stephen Root's giving out all the detention slips and whatnot. And then it's like the credits are the news coverage of the event at the gymnasium. And it's like the on the scene reporter is Liz Smith, R.I.P.
I do. Okay.
This is Liz Smith, and for some reason I'm in this movie.
And like the thing is, she's interviewing all the other students, and everyone's kind of lying and stuff. It's like all the characters you've seen, like Buffy's ex-boyfriend and the girl are like talking. Hilary Swank gets to something or other.
Hilary Swank has a thing because like she's screaming during the attack, and I believe it's Stephen. Is it Stephen? Somebody comes up and bashes her head.
It's Stephen Root, which is great. Like,
and she just like collapses. So the gag at the end of the movie is that she's got like fucking brain damage.
My
what's
favorite
your
thing.
damage? Brain? Is it brain?
Is it
Brain damage? Jenny and the boyfriend are like talking about like how like they fucked or something.
Yes, and she didn't
So
like
these
it.
these two young whippersnappers fucked during the vampire
Because the
slaughter.
guy is saying something about like, oh, I knew something was going down and we got out of there,
Yeah.
but he's like adjusting his tie kind of
Yeah.
a thing. And then I guess she just had a bad experience or like whatever went down. I don't know what the fuck that joke's supposed to be.
Bad
Joss
Yeah, she like
Whedon.
runs off like screaming like, "This is terrible!"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, sorry, Liz Smith." And it's like, "All right."
And then Stephen Root's like lying about being in Vietnam.
Yeah.
right. I think he was just like, I saw Platoon.
it's kind of a
Yeah.
funny joke.
Joke.
But then, man, this fuck it. Like, I'm sitting here like, all right, the credits are rolling
Yeah.
over this Liz Smith thing. Fine, whatever. We cut back to Paul Rubens still just, oh my God.
Love
it's
it.
so stupid, man.
Eric has a huge smile on his face.
I
right now.
do. I do, because it's silly. It's fun. You know, I think I have nostalgia for this
Oh, for
movie
sure.
and for
Sure.
that role too, because I just remember thinking it was a lot of fun. I remember the first time I saw this movie was actually at a sleepover party.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, probably like 93, 94, maybe.
Yeah.
How were you in the pillow fights?
For a second, I thought you were going to ask me something totally different.
And the answer was incredible.
Yeah, the answer to both is incredible.
Good to know. Good to know.
I mean, this was like a heavy rotation. I didn't even bother to ask
No.
on the air if this was anyone's first time with this movie.
No.
I mean, this was on like HBO all the fucking time.
Well, I think I told the story on the air before, but you know, new listeners, all that. This was my sister had rented this movie because she was a huge Luke Perry head, and I was like, "Can I watch it with you?" Because I was a weird little creep, as I always have been. But we watched it, and then off my dad's Blockbuster card, by the way, and then
Oh,
like,
shit.
weeks later, Blockbuster calls my dad, and they're like, "Yo, dude, you owe us like $75 for Buffy the Vampire Slayer." And he goes to my sister. He's like, "Did you not return the movie?" She's like, "No, I did. I swear to God,
Yeah.
I returned it. I remember very specifically that on Saturday, and the whole thing. It's all made up." So he goes to Blockbuster and he fucking tears everybody a new one. He's like, "Are you calling my little girl a liar?" Like that.
Oh,
He goes
man.
that whole route. He fucking screams. They drop the case, right?
The case.
And then fucking 2 days later, it's under the couch. Here's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So we had this movie on tape from Blockbuster. It had like the blue sticker on it.
Oh,
forever.
sick.
Yeah. So
Wait, but the case,
Right? Was there a video detective out there?
I mean, like the was a tape inserted in the case and your sister took that back?
Oh no, she just thought she returned it and didn't.
So you had, not only did
Yeah.
you have the tape with the sticker on
Oh,
it,
yeah,
you had
they-
the Blockbuster
they,
case.
They dropped the case. What you meant like the criminal investigation.
Yes,
into your
yes, yeah,
family.
the
Okay.
prosecution, yeah.
Wait, so you get a call saying that this, you know, it's not there,
Yeah.
or something. And of all the places you must have looked, you didn't look under the couch.
Look, you know what, dude? It was a wild time.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, though, it would have been fucking better if like she just put the wrong tape in and returned it, and it was like you'd taped like the Playboy channel or something. Oh, my pornography's gone.
No one's gonna miss it.
This sounds like a scam run by your sister.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly. She just wanted that tape.
Yeah, I think that's also very
Most
possible.
definitely. I think that's without a doubt. Your sister's a criminal. The movie is over with. Starting with Steve Sadak. For new listeners, we go around and say if we would recommend the movie. I will say it is kind of like points on whose line is it anyway. That kind of doesn't matter because sometimes our opinion will change 3 years from now. The show's been on the air for a long time. It's the 10th season. It's a lot, you know. So Steve Sadak, would you recommend this movie?
Yes, pretty wholeheartedly. Even it's super short.
A blessed 86 minutes.
Now that half the cast is tragically dead, it's a historical document. But no, it's just. I mean, like, no, I think it holds up pretty well. I mean, it's a bad movie. Like, it just doesn't hold together. Like, watching this, like, with a somewhat critical eye in the year of our Lord 2019, I'm like, wow, these scenes don't make any sense. Nobody's motivation actually. There's no like story here. It just sort of happens. But all that said, it's just kind of a fun thing. The fashion is very in now, by the way.
Yeah, that's all back.
Jeans, light jeans. We're loving it.
Absolutely. I mean, this is one or two bad casting decisions away from being a disaster.
Yes.
They really lucked out, and almost everybody in this movie is good. So I absolutely I have a lot of nostalgia for this movie. It's one of two things Joss Whedon's done that I actually enjoy. The other one being Firefly. Yeah, I mean, everything about it. I mean, it really is one of those movies where I realized, because I wasn't a 90210 head at all. So I was like, oh my God, Luke Perry actually can do this shit. Like, he can hold the screen, he can do the whole thing. Yeah, and Rutger Hauer and Paul Rubens are great. And I agree with Eric that
you like
great.
it now.
I didn't say anything bad about it back in the moment.
All right.
That was me. Again, you're looking at the wrong person.
I mean, the thing is, like, I can't tell the voices apart on this podcast. That is also something we hear a lot on this show. But I would also enthusiastically recommend this movie. I really enjoyed going back to it. I haven't seen this movie since probably the 90s.
Wow.
And it kind of held up to what my memory was of it.
Yeah.
Like, I remembered the certain scenes. Some of them I remembered a little differently, but it's a fun time. And like everyone said, everyone's really good in it. Love seeing Rutger Hauer, man. I was really sad when he went. And a lot of fun. Paul Rubens, of course, steals the show.
Absolutely. No, yeah, I would totally recommend this movie. Like, like Steve, I don't think it holds together as well as like when I was watching it in grade school and middle school and whatever, but it's a fun watch. You're fucking in and out, man. You are totally in and out. It is not 23 episodes of a television show in a season. But I will stand by. That fucking show is great.
Show's great. You
can find some fun stuff in there. There are more than 30 episodes that are great, Chris Cabin.
I said 44.
Oh, I see.
If you follow me on Twitter, I'm rewatching it. I'll give you some hot tips.
Where are you at right now?
At Steven Sadak. StephenSadak, the Polish spelling.
No, I meant where are you at in the series?
Oh, no, we're desperately trying to end this first season.
Wow. So this just started.
Yeah. Well, no, it started about a month ago, but it's been sort of like, you want to do something else? Like, we're going to get there, but that first season's not great.
Season 3 by the time this airs, probably.
yeah, ideally.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah,
those middle seasons go quicker than that first one, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, they absolutely do. And that is Buffy the Vampire Slayer from 1992, directed by Fran Rubel Kazooie. If you want more We Hate Movies, by the way, check out our Patreon, guys. We got a Patreon. It's patreon.com/We Hate Movies. You know, here's the thing. We're putting out like an episode each week here. Every Tuesday, a new episode comes out. But if you're on this Patreon, you're getting shit all the time, man. We got our sideshow, which is The Nexus. We're talking about Star Trek, the original series, and Star Trek, The Next Generation. One episode per show. Each episode of The Nexus is one episode of each show, discussed at length, quite filthy, quite blue, advanced level We Hate Movies.
We also have what is called the We Love Movies feed. It used to be another episode of what is a We Hate Movies episode, which is this, or movies that we talk about that are considered bad or like we're kind of having a bad fun time with it, but these are movies that we genuinely or generally love. Like maybe
Right.
2 to 3 to 4 of us love the movie, and really like this month we're releasing Goldeneye, a full episode on the movie Goldeneye.
The James Bond movie.
Yes,
Right.
the James Bond movie.
But it's a lot
You know,
of
I
fun.
was in contention to play James Bond.
Fuck, I'd watch that. Dude, Canadian Bond?
Yes!
Just set it in Canada, and he's like going up to the... They don't have a queen. What do they
No.
got, like a mini queen?
The
have a
Prime
Prime
Minister.
Minister sounds like
Oh no, these moose trappers.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
moose trapping
Like,
plot.
like picture this: Donald Sutherland, like he's in like the woods tracking down some bad dudes,
Yeah.
and he gets on one knee, touches some maple syrup, puts it to his tongue, still warm.
You know, I would prefer my martinis shaken, not stirred, but whatever's easiest for you.
Oh, sorry.
Also, just a beer, please.
So yeah, we got Goldeneye going on there. We also have a show, Animation Damnation. We are talking about mostly cartoons you have forgotten, but every once in a while some heavy hitters fly in there. So there's a ton of shit going on there. Patreon.com/We Hate Movies. Check that shit out. There are new episodes of this show every Tuesday. And speaking of new episodes every Tuesday, Steve, we have right around the corner another episode coming out, which is what?
If you think one Jean-Claude Van Damme is bad, imagine if there were 2 Jean-Claude Van
Wait,
Dammes.
2 Van Dams make a right.
That is double impact. We're kind of doing I looked at the schedule. It's an impromptu 90s month, and I'm totally okay with it.
Oh,
Very happy
shit.
with that.
Yeah, it's all 90s this month.
And I will say, if you're part of that Patreon, that means you are subscribed to our newsletter, which is indeed the Big Daddy Dispatch. And you already know what all these episodes are because we tell you up front, baby.
And you get some movie reviews on there as well. So double impact next week. It's an awesome movie. I've seen it 1,000 times.
Can I just say this right now on the air?
Please.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
I think I've
never
only seen
seen
it once.
Yeah,
I'm very
once.
Van Damme ignorant. It's one of
What's-
my blind spots.
What's your damage? Oh, it's Van damage.
Yeah, it should have been what's your Van damage. You know what, Eric? You'll get him next week.
Sure.
So until next time, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Sisker.
Take it easy.
That was a headgum podcast.